bag, and we continue to manifest from our space as we look outwardly at the world and figure out how to not drown in this ocean we call life. You know what I'm saying? This pool of creativity that we're constantly mustering up daily. I've been having a trying couple of days. That's currently and being in the most creative. I've been able to starting to get cultivated. That is such a good feeling. Me being a Virgo moon and a Libra, and Venus in Virgo. I mean, I love to be in a routine. Um, it's very peaceful to me, and it makes me feel good about myself and what the hell I'm doing with my life. Makes me feel like I'm moving in the right. Myron Golden is back in my life. He's been a very pivotal piece to me and my journey over the last couple of years. So I'm eternally grateful to this man, his light, his love, his motivated. So hopefully y'all can gain and get some wisdom from him. And if not, hopefully make me slightly bigger and put me a little bit more. This is going to be, hold on, I need to make this bigger. Okay, maybe that'll help, yeah, it is.
On this video today, I'm going to talk to you about network marketing millionaire secrets. How do you become a network marketing millionaire? But this is not just good for people in network marketing. It's good for people in network marketing and pharmaceutical sales. But this video is going to change your life. I'm going to show you how to become a network marketing millionaire. So the first thing I'm going to do is break down. I'm going to tell you that it doesn't matter what network, it doesn't matter what you sell, because if you make the mistake of if you join a network marketing company and make the mistake of thinking that your success is going to be determined by your product or your compensation plan, you are confused almost to the point of delusion. And I know that network marketing company, we have the best compensation plan, we have the best products, and that's all well and good.
Folks,
I mean, everybody's going to say that, so there's no way to measure it. But what you can measure is how can you have success in this arena where you're selling things. And you don't have success by emphasizing the product, and you don't have success by emphasizing the compensation plan. So how do you have success? You have success by becoming a person of influence, becoming a leader. Now, I'm going to define the word leader, and I'm not going to define the word leader. I know John Maxwell says leadership is influence. That's great. And he's not. Leadership is developing in other people a desire to follow you. I'm going to say it again. Leadership is developing in other people a desire to follow you. So your ability to develop in other people a desire to follow you is going to determine, your success in multi-level marketing. It's going to, or network marketing, because I know some binaries say, well, we're not multi-level, we're network marketing. Whatever. Network marketing, binary, multi-level marketing, insurance, direct sales, real estate, whatever. It's the same thing. You have to become a person of influence. You must become a leader. And it's important that you not only become a leader, but you become a leader of leaders and not a leader of needers. Okay? So one of the biggest challenges, first of all, the biggest challenge that most network marketers face is when they get started in network marketing or in sales, insurance, real estate, selling cars, whatever, they come into the space as a needer. In other words, leadership. Leadership is developing in other people a desire to follow you. I'm going to say it again. Leadership is developing in other people a desire to follow you. So your ability to develop...
Feel free to ask questions. I believe that I'm logged into this chat. Let me confirm that I'm in the chat just in case anybody want to ask me questions. I don't want to miss it. Okay. Let's put this right here. So that way I can have the live chat going just in case people feel like they want to talk to me today. Adele. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. Didn't feel like putting that
in other people a desire to follow you is going to determine, it's going to determine your success in multi-level marketing. It's going to, or network marketing, because I know some binaries say, well, we're not multi-level, we're network marketing, whatever. Network marketing, binary, multi-level marketing, insurance, direct sales, real estate, whatever. It's the same thing. You have to become a person of influence. You must become a leader. And it's important that you not only become a leader, but you become a leader of leaders and not a leader of needers. Okay? So one of the biggest challenges, first of all, the biggest challenge that most network marketers face is when they get started in network marketing or in sales, insurance, real estate, selling cars, whatever, they come into the space as a needer. In other words, in order for them to earn a commission check, they need to make a sale, and they need to recruit other people who also need to make sales. So if you are focused on the feeling of need in the arena of network marketing, you're never going to get paid. Yeah, I mean, you might get paid. You're never going to make like tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. It's just not going to happen. So understand that. Understand.
Just a little background about me. This has been the place I've been in for like the last 5 years, network marketing and discovering. Oh, you fucking whore. Sorry, my language, y'all. My damn cord came out and threw off my whole damn setup after I just did all that to get set up correctly. Jeez Louise. Okay. Glory to God, it came back fairly nicely. Okay. But nah, I struggled with network marketing for a long time. And I ain't gonna say struggle, but I learned through network marketing for a long time, where it was a space in which I was trying to figure that world out. And I really thought I was sold a dream and thought I was gonna be the richest man in the world in like a couple weeks. And 5 years later, I'm still living in my mom's house, and yeah, I learned a lot though. I'm not gonna be negative. I'm just gonna be kind of cynical, because why am I not the richest man on earth? I should be King Solomon level by now. Like, it's ridiculous. But yeah, that's definitely here and there. So actually, yeah, facts.
And that if your desire is to create like a multi-million-dollar business in direct sales or network marketing, whether it be insurance, real estate, and there are network marketing companies that do all of that stuff too. It's not going to happen until you become a leader of leaders. Why? Because the point of network marketing in particular is not to sell products. The point of network marketing is to establish points of distribution for the purpose of those points of distribution to sell products. My objective when I get started, if I were to get started in a network marketing company, which I don't have any desire to do, not because I don't believe network marketing can be a good business opportunity, it can be. I believe it's a great training ground. I believe if I hadn't done network marketing for all of those years, I wouldn't be anywhere near as good at sales as I am right now. I believe it was very helpful, but network marketing is just, like the margins are too small for me. Like, I don't want to play in an arena of small margins. And that's not to discourage anybody in network marketing. You can make a fortune. I've got friends who are relatively rich, to the tune of, $80,000 to $100,000 a month or more, which is decent revenue, right? But like, the margins are just too small.
Talking like that.
And so, my recommendation is, if you're going to build the business anyway, just understand the objective and don't make the mistake of thinking the objective is to sell a bunch of products. Yes, sell the products. Like, have customers, because if you can sell products, then you can teach the distributors you have to sell products. But if you understand that the purpose of you selling products is for you to get good at teaching the people that you recruit how to sell products, then you're going to do better at network marketing. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes? Okay. So you want to become a leader of leaders. So how do you do that? You want to become, like, this is the master key. Network marketing company owners are not going to like this. Some of them are not going to like this because they're very insecure, and they want you to buy into their idea that their company is the best company and their product is the best product, and their compensation plan is the best compensation plan, even though none of that is measurable. They want you to buy into that, and they want you out there talking to people about their company name and their product. Like, I wouldn't do any of that. If I joined a network marketing company, which I have no intention of doing, but if I did, I wouldn't do any of that. If I joined, like, if I was like in a real estate company, I became an agent in real estate. I would not go around promoting the name of my real estate company. I wouldn't give people business cards with the name of the company on. I wouldn't do any of that stuff. Like those are all from my perspective, those are all exercises in futility. Like I have a multi, and many more multi-million-dollar business, and I don't have business cards. And I'm not that that's the only way to do it, but they're just not necessary. Okay. So how do you build a successful network marketing business? By becoming the person people say yes to before they know what the opportunity is. Like there's nothing you will do in your network marketing business, and truth be told, any other business, that's going to affect business more than you, everybody tap yourself on the chest, say me, you becoming the person people say yes to before they know what the opportunity is. Okay. That is the master key. Now, how do you do that? How do I become the person people say yes to before they know what the deal is? And you have to become noteworthy because of the value you bring to the marketplace. So people know who you are because of how much value you brought to the marketplace. And maybe you do that on your Instagram profile. Maybe you do that on your YouTube channel. Maybe you do that in a book that you've written. Maybe you do that in a masterclass maybe you do that in a meetup that you host. But you do something where you are the reason that people are able to find help.
Reason for the season, for the pleasing.
In the arena that your network marketing company's products serve people in. What does that mean? Okay, so let's say, give me a product that people sell in network marketing. What is it? Nutrition. Okay, so network marketing people, they love selling nutrition, right? Network marketing companies love selling nutrition. So here's the thing about selling nutrition. If you talk about the nutrition, then only people who are interested in nutrition are going to listen to you. So if it's a nutritional company, the company wants you to talk about nutrition, right? I think talking about nutrition is a bad idea. Now, let me ask you this. If somebody has better nutrition, what is going to be the effect of that cause? They're going to feel better. Okay, what does feel better look like? They'll feel better. They'll feel better. What does that look like? They're going to have more energy. Okay, more energy. What else? More energy, better sleep, better focus, better sleep, more focus. So now, better sleep, more focus. Okay, so let's say now instead of you becoming the person who's out here promoting nutrition, now you're the person who's out here promoting this. How to feel better, have more energy so you can play. More energy for what? More energy so you can play with your kids. More energy so that you're not exhausted all the time. More energy so you do a better job at work. More energy so you don't endanger other people's lives while you're working. You have better sleep so that you wake up feeling energized. You have more focus so that you can learn faster and learn better. And so now what you do is you become the expert on the result. You don't become the expert on the process. Like this is the product.
Turn the desire.
You don't become an expert. You become an expert on the product because you need to know that this can do this, right? The process, but you don't emphasize the process. You don't emphasize the product. You don't emphasize the pieces. You don't emphasize your person. But what you emphasize is one thing. You emphasize the payoff. Everything that you talk about when you're presenting is all about payoff. If this becomes your conversation in multi-level marketing, now you're going to have more success in multi-level marketing, insurance, real estate, selling cars, selling pharmaceuticals, whatever. Why? Because you're focused on the result. And you have to talk to them about the result they desire to have, not the result you desire them to have. It's a very big difference. And so what happens is because most people come into the space hyper aware of what they need, because when they see the presentation, they say, well, all you got to do is you got to go find two people who find two people. So now you come in here and you know you need to go find two people who find two people, right? Okay. So now what that says is, even though they're not saying this, you need 6 people. And so if you're focused on, I need 6 people. I need 2 people who get 2 people. And if you're focused on your need, you cannot focus on their payoff because you're so focused on your payoff. And so when you're talking to them, even if your words are talking to them about this, even if your words are talking to them about this, your energy is talking to them about the 6 people that you need. And they don't like you that much. Because your words can lie, but your energy always tells the truth. Energy doesn't know how to lie. Are y'all tracking? And so now what happens is, once I understand the objective, because that's the first thing I got to get locked and loaded, right? I got to get locked and loaded. What's my objective here? My objective is to become the person people say yes to before they know what the offer is. So, you know what I did when I was in multi-level marketing? Actually, I wrote this after I was in multi-level marketing, but it would have been good for me to do it before. I wrote a book. Now, but I was a network marketing coach, so I coached network marketers. So I wrote this book called From the Trash Man to the Cash Man, How Anyone Can Get Rich Starting From Anywhere. But I took like 3 or 4 pages in this book, and I talked about business principles, and I'm talking to people about having a business, and one of the sections is very small, maybe 3 pages, maybe 5 pages, I don't remember. Why everyone should do network marketing. Why did I put that in this book? Why did I put why everyone should do network marketing in this book? So that network marketers would buy this book in bulk. And then they would either sell it to the people that they wanted to prospect. And when, like, I would just tell, and this is real, I mean, I'm not making this up, this is true, because a lot of the stuff that's in this book is stuff that I would teach people when I was doing network marketing. When I was recruiting people for network marketing, instead of doing the network marketing presentation, I was teaching them about the financial house of the rich and the financial house of the poor. I was teaching them this stuff, right? Instead of me teaching them, I don't know if they can see that or not, but maybe they can. Okay, so I would teach them, it's on page 63 in the book. So I would teach this instead of doing the network marketing presentation, and I would show them how the reason they're broke is because they don't have any assets in their income producing asset window, right? And so when I talk to people about why they would buy these books, then they would go sell them to their prospects. I would sell them to them. If you buy 10, I'd sell them to you for $10 a piece. Then you go sell them for $20. You make $100 profit, and now you go back and talk to that person a week later after they've read the book, 2 weeks later after they've read the book. They're more likely to say yes to your opportunity. Why? Because they've been influenced by this book. You see what I did? So now I became a person of influence, because an author is the root word for authority. When I become an author, I become an authority. So writing a book is one of the best things you can do to become a person people say yes to before they know what the offer is. But that's only true if the book that you write is good. If the book that you write is junk, then you have amplified becoming a person people say no to before they know what the deal is. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, so when you show up in the marketplace, always bring value. Like, always bring value. What does that mean? Like, show up to the marketplace for the marketplace. Show up to the people you serve for the people you serve. You don't, like,
respect.
I like what Jim Rohn used to say. He said, the soil said to the farmer, don't bring me your need, bring me your seed. Right? So how can I bring my seed to the marketplace? By sowing seeds of value into the marketplace, by caring enough about them to discover what they value and only talking to them about that instead of talking to them about stuff I wish they value because I value it. It's like, see, if you're having a conversation in the marketplace with potential clients because you desire them to value what you value, you're talking to them about the wrong thing. You tracking? But if you're talking to them because to let them know that you already value what they value, now you're talking to them about something that's going to take both of y'all a long way. Okay. Now, so we're talking about network marketing millionaire secrets. You can't become a network marketing millionaire if you can't recruit people who sell products, who also sell the opportunity. You can't become one. It's not possible. So you need to, it's not enough just for you to become a person of influence. You need to become a person of influence with people who have influence. And so now, instead of just going out and recruiting people who need the money, I'm telling you, like, I made all of these mistakes. I'm like, well, I need this money. That's why I got started in this opportunity. So I go look for people who needed money. I do a presentation, and I didn't realize that most of the people who need money, like, I won't say most because I haven't counted. Many of the people who need money, they want it the least. And the people who don't need the money want it the most. So I stopped talking to needers and started talking to wanters. It changed the game for me. Because the people who need money, there's something they're doing. Like, if they're perpetually in a place where they are in need of money, there's something they're doing or someone they're being that's causing that to stay that way. And them joining your network marketing opportunity is not going to change that. But somebody who doesn't need the money, and they've got influence. There's a reason they have influence, because they are where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be there. They do what they say they're going to do. They stand alone when necessary. They speak the truth. That other people know they can count on them. They're dependable. And so when you do that, then you can become a network marketing millionaire. Now let's talk about, we talked about the network marketing part. Okay, become a person of influence part. You can write a book. You can start a coaching program. So here's what I'm going to say for all of you who desire to be, like, instead of selling your network marketing opportunity, write a book or create a course. Now, I know you're thinking, write a book or create a course? Yes, write a book. If nutrition is your thing, like, create a course on nutrition, sell the course on nutrition, and let the course that you sell on nutrition sell the products from your network marketing company. But if you're going to do that, you have to make sure you don't mention the names of any of the products from your network marketing company. You just call them the health products that I use. Now the network marketing company doesn't have any authority to make you stop talking about what you talk about. So here's what I did. When I was doing network marketing in nutrition, what I did, I was teaching biblical principles of health. And then I talked about supplements that I use that helped the health practices from the Bible that I applied work better. We sold lots of products, recruited lots of people. I even created a certification when I was in multi-level marketing. I created a certification called a certified biblical health coach. So I created a certification. People would pay me $500. They'd come, I'd train them on how to be a certified biblical health coach. Then what they would do is they would use the same principles I use, and then they would go out and do their own little health venue, seminars, whatever. They would talk to people about their biblical principles of health. They would sell the nutritional product. I would give them a discount on my products. They would buy my products, sell my course stuff to other people. And so I wasn't just making money off of the multi-level marketing company. I was making money off of my brand. Here's why. Because most people who are in multi-level marketing erroneously believe that the network marketing company is their business. If you're in a network marketing company, that company is not your business. If you're a real estate agent for Remax or Century 21 or whoever else, Keller Williams, that is not your company. That's your vendor. Those are your vendors. Like OneTrack. I'm just going to challenge you. Go get the agreement. Turn it over on the back and read it, and you will see almost without exception. There's only one company I know of that doesn't have this, that I've ever seen. And I've been in, like, I've spoken at network marketing company conferences. There's only one network marketing company I've ever seen that doesn't have this. On the back of almost every network marketing agreement, there's a line that says, the company can terminate the distributor at any time for any reason without notice. Like, you think that's your business? You think Skillionaire Enterprises LLC is going to, like, terminate me at any time without me knowing about it? Not likely. Why? This is my business. Right? So if they can terminate you without cause and without warning, it's not your business. They are your vendor. They are not your business. And since they're your vendor, and if you desire to be a real business person, stop sending your clients that you attract to your vendor before you send them to you. What does that mean? That means sell them your thing first that helps them. Now you've got influence, then sell them the opportunity, then sell them the product. Now, why do you want to do that? Here's why. Because then you're not just standing there, you're selling something. But you're not just selling something, you're selling something that sells something. That sells something. So you sell your course, or you sell your book, and your book sells your course, and your course sells your product, and your product sells your opportunity. And so what happens is now you've got a wealth generator.
This book was such a challenge.
A wealth generator.
But kids,
because you didn't just stand there, you sold something that sold something. See, so many people don't get this. What they do is they think, okay, my multi-level marketing, and you become so loyal to the company and so loyal because that's what they hammer down your throat. And I get it. I understand what they're doing. They're protecting their interests. But you got to protect your interests. And so what happens is if I've got a big old database and I recruit people, like I build my email list first, and then I sell my course or my book to my email list, and then the people who buy my course and my book, I sell them the business opportunity. If the company does something stupid and changes the compensation plan, or they change the product like companies often do, and now my income doesn't go away because if I don't like what they just did, I can go and now I can communicate with those people because they were on my email list before they ever became a distributor for that company. Are y'all tracking? So what you're doing is, if you're not doing it this way, you're building the business of your vendor and ignoring your own business. There's nothing about that makes sense. Okay, so let's talk about the millionaire part. So you have to decide, what kind of millionaire do you want to be? What does that mean? What kind of millionaire do you want to be? Because like everybody thinks that all millionaires have $1 million. Well, all millionaires don't have $1 million. Many do. Like some millionaires, some of us have millions and millions of dollars, but some of us don't have $1 million. Some of us don't have 300,000. Some people are. How can somebody be a millionaire if they don't have 300,000? It depends on what kind of millionaire you are. right? So what kind of millionaire do you want to be? So there are 3 types of millionaires that I'm going to talk about. I believe that you can become, I believe that you can become 2 of these in network marketing. Okay. So, well, you can become all 3, but network marketing, the third one, it won't be in the network marketing. You can use the money you make from network marketing to become the third kind. So the first one is what I call a virtual millionaire. Now, by the way, my recommendation is now, always has been, and it's in Trash Man to Cash Man, is always become a virtual millionaire first. What is a virtual millionaire? What does that even mean? Okay, so let's say by some strange turn of events, you accumulated $1 million. Okay, which I know sounds like just a ton of money. And it is, but it's not that much, right?
Fuck. Why are
I mean,
so old?
if you wanted to, you could go through that in a day. It'd be kind of, I mean, because you'd have to buy some things you wouldn't ordinarily buy and pay cash for them, but you could go through $1 million in a day, right? I know, I've done it more than one occasion, right? You can go through $1 million in a day, trust me. Okay, so what's that? Yeah, exactly. That is the new 100,000. And so $1 million. So if you had $1 million, are you a millionaire? Yes. But if you spend $1, are you still a millionaire? No, you're a 999,999 there, and that takes way too long to say. So we don't want to become a millionaire just so we can immediately become a 999,999 there. So what do? We invest the $1 million. We don't spend it, right? So when we invest the $1 million, let's say we can get 6% on that $1 million. What's 6% of a million? What is it? 60,000. That's 60,000. $60,000. So 6% of $1 million is $60,000. If you divide the $60,000 by 12 months, that gives you how much per month? It gives you $5,000 per month. Now, y'all remember learning this math, right? In elementary school. 2 things that are equal to the same thing are also equal to each other. So I call this Virtual Millionaire Secrets, How to Live Like a Millionaire on Your Way to Becoming One. What does that mean? Anything you do that brings in a passive $5,000 a month is the equivalent to having $1 million invested at 6%. Now, here's what's cool about this. This gives you a feeling of accomplishment. So if you had $1 million, are you a millionaire? Yes. But if you spend $1, are you still a millionaire? No, you're a 999,999 there, and that takes way too long to say. So we don't want to become a millionaire just so we can immediately become a 999,999 there. So what do? We invest the $1 million. We don't spend it, right? So when we invest the $1 million, let's say we can get 6% on that $1 million. What's 6% of a million? What is it? 60,000. That's 60,000. $60,000. So 6% of $1 million is $60,000. If you divide the $60,000 by 12 months, that gives you how much per month? It gives you $5,000 per month. Now, y'all remember learning this math, right? In elementary school. 2 things that are equal to the same thing are also equal to each other. So I call this Virtual Millionaire Secrets, How to Live Like a Millionaire on Your Way to Becoming One. What does that mean? Anything you do that brings in a passive $5,000 a month is the equivalent to having $1 million invested at 6%. Now, here's what's cool about this. This gives you a feeling of accomplishment, a feeling of hope, like I'm doing this thing, I'm on this journey, and it's working. I became a virtual millionaire long before I ever became a liquid millionaire, right? Okay, so $5,000 a month, 2 things are equal to the same thing are also equal to each other. So here's what we're going to do. To show you why this is so important, let me ask you all a question. At the rate you're saving money right now, how long is it going to take you to save $1 million? Here's the answer. A long time, right? If you save $100 a month, it's going to take you 833 years. Now, I'm not sure exactly how old you're going to be in 833 years, but you're probably going to be too tired to spend the $1 million. Okay, if you save $1,000 a month. Now, can most people save $1,000 a month? Probably. No, probably not. Not most people. Some people can, but most people can't save $1,000 a month. But if you save $1,000 a month, $1,000 a month would get you $1,000,000 accumulated. I'm talking about zero interest. Obviously, you'd have interest, but I'm just giving you an illustration. A million, like $1,000, it would take you 83.3 years. How old are you going to be? 83.3 years. I'm going to be 83.3 years. I'm going to be 156. Here's what that equals. Tired. Like really tired. Okay. Right. You're 156. You're really you ain't thinking about where can I go spend this money today? No, that's not what you're thinking. Okay. So how long so if you're saving $10,000 a month, it's only going to take you 8.3 years. That's kind of mind blowing too. You're saving $10,000 a month, and it's going to take you 8.3 years to get to $1 million. Okay. Right. Why did I do that? Because if you can't get to the $1 million, you can't invest it at 6%. How are you going to get to the $5,000 a month? Well, here's the point. It doesn't matter. Let's say you can get to $5,000 a month in residual in your network marketing company. That is the equivalent to having $1 million invested at 6%. What if you're in real estate and you have 10 properties that are giving you $500 a month positive cash flow? That's how much profit you're making. Well, then those 10 properties give you the ability to live like a millionaire on your way to becoming one. If you have $1 million, you don't live off the million, you invest the million and you live off the interest. So now you can build a business that makes you $5,000 a month. You can do that like part-time in your spare time. You can do it in network marketing. Like we make more than $5,000 a month just from our books that are online, and I'm running no ads. Like we have so many like virtually, we're a virtual multi. I mean, we have hundreds of thousands of dollars a month coming in without having to go out and get it. Now, I'm not bragging, oh, Myron, you're so wonderful. I'm just telling you, if we can get to hundreds of thousands, you get to 5,000, right? And so, like when I decided I'm going to be a millionaire, the first thing I decided, I'm going to become a virtual millionaire first. Why? Because now I've got freedom. Why? Because this $500,000, this $5,000 a month is coming in without me having to go out and get it. So I don't just have $5,000 a month. I have $5,000 a month and 160 hours a month of work time that I can invest my time into figuring out what to do with that 5,000 and turn it into 50,000. So the objective of becoming a virtual millionaire is to free up your time so that now you can invest that time into things that can bring you to the next point, which is going to be a cash flow millionaire. Cash flow millionaire, what's that? That's somebody who's making, on average, about $84,000 a month. $84,000 a month in cash flow, whether it's active or passive. $84,000 a month is $1 million a year. It's about $2,700 a day. Here's what I'm here to tell you. I'm not saying this because to sound all rich. I'm saying this because it's doable for you. I know. Like getting to $2,700 a day, like on autopilot, is not hard. It's not. It's no hard. Okay, I'll put it to you like this. It is hard, but it's no harder than what you're doing already. And what you're doing already has no chance whatsoever of getting $2,700 a day or $84,000.
This nigga's talking a whole lot of. Give me the formula. You kind of have, but god damn, when he get to talking like that, nigga, he said $2,700 a day. I've been thinking about goddamn $250 a day. Like, how can I get a $200? Like, if I'm making a $250 a day, okay, cool, I just won. But Jesus Christ, 250. Oh, hold up. It's just formulating your mind. You got to get your mind right. If you never knew people make that kind of money, you would always think you were wrong for like having that type of belief system. But I challenge you to like absorb and be consumed, be swallowed by the idea and the concept that you're broke as fuck compared to like a lot of people in the world, and what makes them better than you. If it's motherfuckers that like are snooding at $25,000 a day, why should I ever make under $1,000 a day? Why shouldn't I? You know what I'm saying? Why can't I be that person? Why can't I make Why can't I make $500 a day? Why can't I easily on autopilot make $200 a day? I should be able to. I know niggas not up at 3 o'clock in the morning working. I am. You know what I'm saying? All right, but carry on, Myron. Carry on. You kicking that good shit, my boy. You kicking that good shit.
I don't just have $5,000 a month. I have $5,000 a month and 160 hours a month of work time that I can invest my time into figuring out what to do with that 5,000 to turn it into 50,000. So the objective of becoming a virtual millionaire is to free up your time so that now you can invest that time into things that can bring you to the next point, which is going to be a cash flow millionaire. Cash flow millionaire, what's that? That's somebody who's making, on average, about $84,000 a month. $84,000 a month in cash flow, whether it's active or passive. $84,000 a month is $1 million a year. It's about $2,700 a day.
$84,000.
Here's what I'm hearing.
$84,000 a month. $84,000 a month. That's 8 plus 4 plus 1,000 a month. Not 8,000 a month. Not 4,000 a month. 8 and 4 and 0,000 together a month. 30 days. That's what 1 million is a year. My whole life I played football. I done fought real hard, gang. I done fought real hard. That's about what your average NFL players makes. And I feel like I'm way ahead of all that. I be doing mental gymnastics. I gotta work harder. But that's what the devil would tell me. Myron's telling me work smarter. How can I work smarter? Cause 84,000, nigga, I barely made $84 this month. In all seriousness though, like I barely made $840 this month. And nigga said $84,000 a month. Just put that shit in perspective, bro. Just think about that. Let that sizzle in your soul a little bit. Like really let that sizzle in your soul. 84,000 a month is 1 million. Damn.
Here to tell you, I'm not saying this because to sound all rich. I'm saying this because it's doable for you. I know, like getting to $2,700 a day, like on autopilot, is not hard. It's not. It's no hard.
He keeps saying that shit too to me. Like he keeps saying that like I want to spaz on his ass. He keeps saying that shit, bro. Why he keeps saying that shit like that, bro? He said $27,000 on autopilot is not that hard. I love this man.
Hard. Okay, I'll put it to you like this. It is hard, but it's no harder than what you're doing already. And what you're doing already has no chance whatsoever of getting $2,700 a day or $84,000 a month. So the second kind of millionaire is a cash flow millionaire. So it's to get to $84,000 a month in multi-level marketing is way harder than getting to $5,000 a month, but it's still doable. Guess what? But what if the books that you write and the courses that you create, let's say you got a course that sells for $500. Okay, course that sells for $500. You sell, what is that? 16 of those a month? No, is that right? 160 a month. 160, $500.
Price going up, gang.
That's $84,000 or $80,000.
Yeah, real shit.
That's so doable. All I'm doing is getting you to think. So here's what happens. People don't get to the millions because they don't do the math, not because it's so. So the second.
That's a fucking bar. He said people don't get to the millions because they don't think. Like you ain't even like Like you gotta think about it. Like you gotta like really realize how much money that is. Like niggas not even thinking. Niggas don't even think. Damn, they did a number on us in slavery and shit. Black people be like, not even just black people, just people be behind the ball. Niggas not even thinking about it. How do you even get that type of money? This shit be unfathomable to people, like that don't have the information or don't have the knowledge. Like that's why knowledge is so important and like learning and shit.
Kind of millionaire is a cash flow millionaire. So it's to get to 84,000 a month in multi-level marketing is way harder than getting to 5,000 a month, but it's still doable. Guess what? But what if the books that you write and the courses that you create, let's say you got a course that sells for $500. Okay, course that sells for $500. You sell, what is that? 16 of those a month? No, is that right? 160 a month. 160, $500. That's $84,000 or $80,000. That's so doable. All I'm doing is getting you to think. So here's what happens. People don't get to the millions because they don't do the math, not because it's so hard. Because
people don't get to the millions. That's a fucking t-shirt. Hold on, y'all. I gotta put that in my notes. God damn. Look at that head. Lord Jesus Christ. Hold up. Don't look at me right now. I'm gonna let him say that again too, cause I don't think y'all heard that shit.
Here's what I'm here to tell you. I'm not saying this because to sound all rich. I'm saying this because it's doable for you. I know. Like getting to $2,700 a day, like on autopilot, is not hard. It's not. It's no hard. Okay, I'll put it to you like this. It is hard, but it's no harder than what you're doing already. And what you're doing already has no chance whatsoever of getting $2,700 a day or $84,000 a month. So the second kind of millionaire is a cash flow millionaire. So it's to get to $84,000 a month in multi-level marketing is way harder than getting to $5,000 a month, but it's still doable. Guess what? But what if the books that you write and the courses that you create, let's say you got a course that sells for $500. Okay, course that sells for $500. You sell, what is that? 16 of those a month? No, is that right? 160 a month. 160, $500. That's $84,000 or $80,000. That's so doable. All I'm doing is getting you to think. So here's what happens. People don't get to the millions because they don't do the math, not because it's so hard. Because the number is in their minds so big that they don't do the math and then backwards extrapolate or reverse engineer what they have to do to get to those numbers. That's the real reason you're not rich yet. You're not rich. You're not rich because it's so hard. You're not rich. You just never thought about it. Like I sat down and thought about it. Okay.
Ah, shit. I felt that all over I almost caught like the Holy Ghost. Like I almost just caught the Holy Spirit a little bit. What the fuck? Oh my goodness. I almost just caught the Holy Ghost a little bit. Nigga, what? He said, y'all niggas just not thinking about it. That's like so real. That's like so real though.
Okay, I thought about the virtual millionaire secrets. Okay, I'm gonna do the virtual millionaire. Then I'm gonna do cash flow millionaire, okay? Then eventually you get to liquid millionaire, which not because it's so hard. 160 a month. 160, $500. That's $84,000 or $80,000. That's so doable. All I'm doing is getting you to think. So here's what happens. People don't get to the millions because they don't do the math, not because it's so hard. Because the number is in their minds so big that they don't do the math and then backwards extrapolate or reverse engineer what they have to do to get to those numbers. That's the real reason you're not rich yet. You're not rich. You're not rich because it's so hard. You're not rich. You just never thought about it. Like I sat down and thought about it. Okay, I thought about the virtual millionaire secrets. Okay, I'm going to do the virtual millionaire. Then I'm going to do the cash flow millionaire. Okay, then eventually you get to liquid millionaire, which you can do. Like if you're really good with your money, liquid millionaire. There's actually 4. I said there's 3. Liquid millionaire. So what's liquid millionaire? That's when you got $1 million. But see, most people value this. Like if I had to choose between liquid millionaire and virtual millionaire, I'd choose virtual millionaire. Why? Because cash flow is more valuable than cash accumulation. It's way more valuable. In fact, it's so like everything. All principles are microcosms of each other, right? So when you go to Israel, you've got the Sea of Galilee that's up north, and you got the Dead Sea that's down south, and you got the River Jordan that flows. Well, here's what's interesting. The Dead Sea is dead. Why is the Dead Sea dead? It only has an inlet. It has no outlets. Stuff can flow into it, but it can't flow out of it. And see, you want your money to become a Dead Sea of millions of dollars. You want it flowing in. You just want to accumulate and then go back and look at it and see how much I have. No, it's one of the reasons why you stay broke is because you're like a money hoarder. You don't get it. Cash is way more powerful when it's flowing. It does way more for you and your life and your family when it's flowing. Not when you're just, I want to get as much as I can all I get, and then sit on my can. No, that's not it. You want to keep it flowing. So liquid millionaire, I mean, it's nice being a liquid millionaire, but then the money's just there. Now you got to find something to do with it. Okay, so, and this is what brings me to the last one, which is an asset millionaire.
Fuck.
Okay, how can
I lost my keyboard,
how can
bro.
I
I
set up my
do.
life so that these liquid millions and this cash flow millions, I can take this active and passive business revenue and put it in some assets that those assets now eventually grow to where they're producing more money than my active and passive business revenue produced together. So if you can create a financial game for yourself, first of all, okay, how fast can I get to virtual millionaire? How fast can I get to $5,000 a month passive cash flow? Well, do you realize if you have a membership site, like you have a membership site or a newsletter, and it's $100 a month, you only need 500 customers. That's 5,000 a month. No, that's not right, is it? You don't need 500. Let me see. It's 50. You need 50 customers. 50 customers at $100 a month is 5,000 a month. That's crazy.
Fuck. It's a numbers game, man. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game, bro. Damn. I ain't never liked math too much either. That's why I'm broke. Fuck. It's a numbers game. Niggas ain't thinking about the numbers, bro. Niggas gotta know how to do math. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Ooh, that's good. I bet y'all. I'm feeling away. I've been in the mood, and this shit is just a lot right now. Okay.
You're like a money hoarder. You don't get it. Cash is way more powerful when it's flowing. It does way more for you and your life and your family when it's flowing. Not when you're just, I want to get as much as I can all I get, and then sit on my can. No, that's not it. You want to keep it flowing. So liquid millionaire, I mean, it's nice being a liquid millionaire, but then the money's just there. Now you got to find something to do with it. Okay, so, and this is what brings me to the last one, which is an asset millionaire. Okay, how can I set up my life so that these liquid millions and this cash flow millions, I can take this active and passive business revenue and put it in some assets that those assets now eventually grow to where they're producing more money than my active and passive business revenue produced together. So if you can create a financial game for yourself, first of all, okay, how fast can I get to virtual millionaire? How fast can I get to $5,000 a month passive cash flow? Well, do you realize if you have a membership site, like you have a membership site or a newsletter, and it's $100 a month, you only need 500 customers. That's 5,000 a month. No, that's not right, is it? You don't need 500. Let me see. It's 50. You need 50 customers. 50 customers at $100 a month is 5,000 a month. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like on a newsletter or software, 50 customers gives you 5,000 a month. Guess what? 500 customers gives you 50,000 a month. What? This is getting crazy. 5,000 customers gives you $500,000 a month. You say, Myron, what are you saying? I'm just saying, learn to think about your math, do your math. Because the reality is, like, I mean, cash accumulation and cash flow can create opportunities for you. Because sometimes when you're doing, like, cash flow strategies, you need some cash accumulation for a down payment, right? So get to the place in your life where, first and foremost, you decide, okay, I'm going to become a virtual millionaire. I'm going to figure out maybe it's 2 different income
you're
streams.
working for
Maybe it's
OG.
4 different income streams. But I'm going to figure out how I can get me $5,000 a month passive coming in. Let me tell you something. That $5,000 a month passive is going to free up. Because the reality is, I mean, the average person ought to be able to live off of $5,000 to $10,000 a month. I mean, I can live off of $5,000 to $10,000 a month, more 10 than 5, just because I bought some stuff that is expensive to insure, like. But that's doable for everybody. And when you do it, now you set yourself up. So what happened for us? This is a progression that happened for us. We became first, virtual millionaires. We were virtual millionaires for years before we were ever cash flow millionaires. Then we became cash flow millionaires. We were generating over $1 million a year in revenue. And then multiple millions of dollars a year in revenue. And then all of a sudden you look around, oh, we've been doing this for a long enough period of time. Okay, now we have liquid millions. Okay, now what do? Oh, we got to figure out how we're going to protect these liquid millions. We got to put them into assets. And so now, yes, we're asset millionaires, but we're all constantly looking for some more assets, because what happens when your cash flow gets bigger and bigger and bigger, you have to look for ways to offset taxes and exposure, right? And so you do that by taking the accumulated cash and putting it into things that create more cash flow. And preferably that also eliminate taxes or minimize taxes on the cash flow millionaire millions and the virtual millionaire millions and some of the accumulated millionaire millions. So now what's happening is you're becoming wealthier because you're protecting your money from the powers that would come and take it from you. This is how you become a network marketing millionaire. If you will do this, I know, yeah, but Myron, I don't know how to write a book. I get it. You don't know how to write a book. I don't know how to create a course. I get it. You don't know how to create a course. But when you landed on this planet, you couldn't walk, you couldn't talk, you couldn't ride a bicycle, you couldn't use a cell phone, you didn't know how to use a fork or a knife. Like, there's so many things couldn't tie your shoes. There's so many things you couldn't do. So I don't know how is not a legitimate excuse for not doing something. The real reason we don't do the things that will make our lives better is because they're not important enough to us. It's not because we don't have the money, it's not because we don't have the time, and it's not because we don't know how. Because we've all done things we didn't have time for. We've all learned how to do things we didn't know how to do. We've all bought things we didn't have the money for. When somebody comes up with an excuse, what they're actually saying is this is not important enough to me to figure it out. So here's my question for you on YouTube. Here's my question for those of you in this room. Is becoming a virtual millionaire, a cash flow millionaire, a liquid millionaire, and an asset millionaire valuable enough to you that you're willing to do whatever it takes to set your family free? Because I believe, do now and have for quite some time, that poverty is always the result of spiritual warfare. And so we bought into some kind of lie. We've built a wall of protection around it in our mind so we feel like we're doing the right thing. And then we live in the land of lack for the rest of our days. Let's don't do that anymore. My recommendation to you is just decide, what am I going to do? Am I going to become a virtual millionaire first? I would recommend it. It's the fastest one to get to. It would take you 8.3 years saving $10,000 a month to get to $1 million to have to invest at 6%. But there's not a person watching this YouTube video right now who couldn't get to $5,000 a month passive cash flow by the end of this year if you just decided to do it. So hopefully this helps. In the meantime, in between time, stay blessed by the best, and we'll see you on Thursday on Thursday's live video. Bye for now.
Thank you. You are brilliant, sir. Fuck. Session is blocking it, but you are blocking it. Are we just gonna do a Myron Golden marathon? Is that how I'm feeling?
And the children of Israel cried unto the Lord because of the Midianites. And the Lord sent a prophet unto the children of Israel, which said unto them, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, I brought you up from Egypt, and brought you forth out of the house of bondage, and delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians, and out of the hand of all that oppressed you, and drave them out before you, and gave you their land. And I said unto you, I am the Lord your God, fear not the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell, but ye have not obeyed my voice. See, oh, by the way, we come asking God for stuff that he already gave us the power to get, but he takes back that power, or he restricts that power when we are disregarding him. See, there are times when God will block your blessing because you're disobeying him. God brought the Midianites to punish Israel. Wow. Let me ask you a question. What in God's word have you been disregarding So that he's had to bring your own version of the Midianites to block you. Just a thought. Sometimes you're better off just asking folk than telling them, because they know. They already know. Yeah. And it said, and you have not obeyed my voice. And verse 11, and there came an angel of the Lord and sat under an oak. God ain't stressing. He sat down. That's a good place to sit. I love how the Bible is written. It says, then came the angel of the Lord, sat under an oak, which was in Ophrah, that pertained to Joash, the Abizarite, and his son Gideon threshed wheat by the winepress to hide it from the Midianites. See, Gideon is working in secret to help his family because he was afraid of the enemy. What enemy are you afraid of? What illusion are you afraid of? What real thing are you afraid of? Here's why you being afraid of something is a problem. Because fear is a controller. And what you fear controls you. And that's why God desires for us to only fear him. Because he is the only one that deserves control. Am I going too fast? And it says, so he was hiding. And then verse 12, and the angel of the Lord appeared unto him and said unto him, the Lord is with thee, thou mighty man of valor. And Gideon said, who, me? And Gideon said unto him, oh my Lord, if the Lord be with us, why then is all this befallen us? And where be the miracles which our fathers told us of, saying, did not the Lord bring us up out of Egypt? But now the Lord hath forsaken us and delivered us into the hand of the Midianites. And the Lord looked upon him and said, go in this thy might, and thou shalt save Israel from the hand of the Midianites. Have not I sent thee? Gideon, you mighty man of valor. Who, me? I, the Lord, am with you. If you're really with me, why is this happening, this happening, this happening, this happening? See, here's what we don't understand. We want a God in a box. Huh? We want to rub our Bible 3 times, make 4 wishes, and have them all come true.
Nigga, what the hell?
Am I telling the truth? But see, I got a question for you. What doth the Lord require of thee? Because the angel of the Lord said, he said, go in this your might. Go in your might. What? What's he saying? Use what you got. Hey, guys, I'm not going to ask you to use something you don't have, but I'm going to challenge you to use what you have. Hey, Gideon, go in the strength that you have. Now, Gideon's now even more confused than the beginning of the conversation. He said, go in this thy might. And Gideon said, oh, my Lord. And then in verse 14, he says, and the Lord looked upon him and said, go in this thy might, and thou shalt save Israel from the hand of the Midianites. Have not I sent thee? And he said unto him, oh, my Lord, wherewith shall I save Israel? Behold, my family is poor. That's interesting. My family is poor in Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house. Wait a minute. So I'm in an oppressed nation, in a poor family, and I'm the smallest one in the bunch. And you want me to go save them? That's right. Because your strength, his strength is made perfect in your weakness. God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. And if he's called you to do something and he made you for a purpose, don't be hiding from that purpose because you're afraid it might not work. Hold on. It's amazing to me. You know what's amazing to me? I remember when I was on the struggle bus, and I lived on the struggle bus for years. And all the stuff I do right now, I could have done then. There's only one thing that was missing. My perception of me was all jacked sideways because of the circumstances that I found myself in. I'm talking about after I'd already made millions of dollars. After I already had six-figure months and multiple six-figure months. I found myself broke as a joke and ready to choke, sitting on the patio, on the back porch of my house, crying on my wife's shoulder. This is working, baby. Who, me? I can't do it. I never blah, 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 blah. Stuff I'm doing now, I could have done then. But you know what I couldn't do then? I couldn't see then what I can see now. The eyes of my mind were blinded by my circumstance. But I want to show you something about perception. God has given all of his children a promise. And he puts that promise right in front of us clear as day. And then you know what we do? We start pursuing that promise. And the very God that set us on course to pursue that promise ordained, that same God ordained that the enemy
I'm wasting
come
time on this shit.
and block our vision with a problem. And the enemy's objective is to block your vision of the promise as if the promise weren't there. But God ordained him to bring you the problem so you could strengthen your perspective. And God said, I want you to put the problem right in front of him. I want you to put the problem right in front of her so that they can learn to peer through the problem and focus on the promise as if the problem weren't there. But the enemy wants you to focus on the problem as if the promise isn't there. The promise is there, and the problem is there. But you got to learn to look through the problem before you can make it through the problem. Because if you can't see it, you can't seize it. And you don't see things the way they are, you see things the way you are. And Gideon was looking at himself all wrong. Hey, mighty man of valor. Who, me? Yeah, you. I'm going to use you to deliver Israel. But you don't understand. I'm in an oppressed country, in a poor family, and I'm the runt in the bunch. And you telling me I'm going to do it? Oh, yeah. Let's don't get it confused now. And he said, wherewith shall I save Israel? Verse 15, behold, my family is poor in Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house. And the Lord said unto him, surely I will be with you. I love the fact he said, surely I will be with thee. And thou shalt smite the Midianites as one man. You're going to kill all those people who are as grasshoppers like they're one person. Now, here's the interesting thing about Gideon and Midian. I didn't even realize they rhymed until just now. Somebody should write a poem about Gideon and Midian. Maybe it's already been done. Anyway, if not, maybe I'll do it. Gideon, here's the interesting thing about Gideon. God created Gideon for that moment. He was created for that challenge. He was created for that time of oppression. He was created specifically. All of the events of his life were there to prepare him for that moment. So God knew Gideon could do it before Gideon knew Gideon could do it. Can anybody handle some good news? Let me hear you say, I can handle it. God created you for all the problems you face to be the victor over them before he created you. God created you for your success. In fact, He put you here specifically to solve the problems of other people.
Okay.
You were created for it. Gideon was created for it, but he didn't even know it. How many of you on YouTube right now, you don't even realize that you are created for great things? Myron, how do you know I was created for great things? You don't even know me, but I know the image of the great God you were created in. You don't create something in the image of something great to make it something other than great. I'm not confused. In fact, what does it say in the book of Psalms, chapter 8? It says, O Lord, O Lord, our Lord, how excellent is thy name in all the earth. What is man, that thou art mindful of him, and the son of man, that thou visitest him? For thou hast made him a little lower than the angels, and has crowned him with glory and honor. I don't know, that sounds like pretty important stuff to me. But see, you got your perspective of who you are from somewhere other than whose you are. And you let the school system tell you you're not smart, and you believe them. And so you go around your whole life acting like you ain't smart and hiding from learning. Because you had a teacher in elementary school that didn't like you. I had a teacher in elementary school that didn't like me. I had a bunch of teachers in elementary school that didn't like me. I didn't know they didn't like me. But more importantly, I didn't care that they didn't like me, because I didn't get my self-worth from them. My mama showed me my worth when I came home from her school one day and she said, "What'd you learn in school today, baby?" I said, "I learned that I'm a higher form of animal." She said, "Don't you ever say that again." But you asked me, right? She said, "You're not an animal. You're made in the image of God." I'm like, I didn't understand why she got so bent out of shape about it, but I knew one thing I wasn't gonna say no more. Not now, not never. Mama wasn't playing. I ain't saying that no more.
Fuck.
Right? No, sir. Teacher, no teacher. Right? No, I'm way more scared of her than I am y'all. I ain't thinking about y'all. Y'all can put whatever grade on there you want to. Mama got something worse than a grade. She got a switch. She knows how to break off a switch. Can I get a witness? Okay. Anyway, y'all don't know nothing about switches in 2024. Yeah, how do you know they don't know nothing about switches? The kids wouldn't be acting so crazy in public. Okay, that's anyway, I digress. And interestingly enough, we get our perspective from all of the people, of who we are, from all the people who didn't believe in us, and we go through life holding on to that, holding on to the identity. What's that? That's all of the things that all the people told you were not. The identity that maybe your parents put on you, the identity that your teachers put on you, the identity that your classmates put on you, the identity that your siblings may have put on you, or your cousins, or somebody that you looked up to, or the cool kids in school, or the jocks, or the cheerleaders, or the whatever, or the whoever, or your boss, or your employer, or maybe you were unfortunate enough to even be married to somebody who would happily remind you at every opportunity who you are not.
Sheesh.
And here's what God has to say.
Sheesh.
Hey, mighty man of valor. Hey, mighty woman of valor.
Okay.
I got something important for you to do.
Okay.
I'm going to deliver the thing that's been oppressing you into your hands.
Okay.
I'm going to deliver the multitude of oppressors into your hands so much that you are going to slay them like they're one man.
Okay.
See, Gideon was created for that. Gideon was called for that. He was called to it. But you know what we do? We go through life ignoring the call because we look at our capabilities or lack thereof and say, surely you can't be calling me. You got to be calling somebody smarter than me, somebody better looking than me, somebody taller than me, somebody who can talk better than me, somebody more educated than me, somebody with more degrees than me. Surely you can't be calling me.
Whew. Jesus.
I'm calling you because of those things, not in spite of those things. See, I don't want any flesh glorying in my presence.
She got my body hot.
So my strength is made perfect in your weakness. If you had all the answers, you wouldn't need mine. If you had all the strength, you wouldn't need me to deliver you. You got this because I got you. And I created you for this. And I called you for this. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? But don't make the mistake of thinking that you were only created for success. Do you understand? Gideon is going to be successful before he lifts the first weapon against the first enemy. God already told him, it's a wrap. It's done before it gets started. See, here's our problem. Our problem is we're so acquainted with time that we lack an acquaintance with eternity. What does that mean? Well, in the realm of time, there's no such thing as the present. It cannot exist. Well, we can't experience it. It can exist because the present can exist in time, but we can't experience it. We don't have the ability to perceive it. Why? Because we're bound by time. So as soon as I say now, it becomes then. Now is forever evaporating. But guess what? In the realm of eternity, there's no such thing as the past or the future. There's only the present. Eternity is the forever now. God knows the end from the beginning because the end is the beginning and the beginning is the end. And all of it's right now. It's a moving picture to us, but it's a snapshot to God. It's a fully produced film in the theaters of heaven. You're worried about what's going to happen. I'm not worried about it. Why? Because God's not worried about why. Because it's already happened. You just haven't experienced it yet. You haven't allowed yourself to step into the thing you were created for, the thing you were called to, And now the thing you're being challenged by, you've been evading it because it's hard. You've been evading it because it's bigger than you. You've been evading it because you're in an oppressed country and you're in a poor family and you're the runt of the bunch. What could I possibly do? I didn't do good in school. What could I do? I wasn't an athlete. What could I'm not musically inclined. What could I do?
Shit.
Go in this thy might. Go in your strength. Use the things I gave you. And stop looking at other people and thinking I gave them something and gave you nothing, because you are delusional. And you know what Gideon did? God said, here's what you do.
Thank you.
Call the men of war down by the river. And I'm going to pick the ones I want to go. And he said, when they come down by the river, you have them get a drink of water. He said, the ones that bow down to the river and lap up water like a dog, send them home. But the ones that pick the water up to their face with their hands, take them. There are only 300 people that took up the water with their hands. Now, what's the significance of that? Well, the significance of, one of the reasons we know we're not animals, one of the reasons, is because animals, in an animal, this exists to serve this. In a human, this exists to serve this. Are y'all tracking? That's why we're not supposed to lower our face to our plate and lick the food off the plate, but we use utensils. Because when we use utensils to eat food, it's a picture of sacrificing the temporal on the altar of the eternal. It's a picture of sacrificing the flesh on the altar of the spirit. And so what I do is I use my utensils to bring my food. My body is sacrificing to my mind, to my head. Are y'all tracking? And he said, I want people who understand who they are. And I can tell if they understand who they are they know, this person knows they are a person of dignity. They're not going to lower their face to the river. They're going to bring the river to their face. There were 300 people who did that. Do y'all remember how many people it said the Midianites and the Amalekites and the people of the east were? They were without number. They were as grasshoppers. They and their camels. They knew they had it going on. We've been winning this battle for 7 years. Now here's what happened. Gideon starts walking in faith and doubt. Huh? He did. He started walking in faith and doubt. Hey, does that remind you of anybody? Huh? I see him in the mirror every time I look in one. Right? I'm walking in faith and doubt. And he said, Lord, if you're really calling me, let me know that you're really calling me for this. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put out a fleece, piece of cloth on the ground. When I come back tonight, when I come back in the morning, if the ground around the fleece is dry and the fleece is wet, then I'll know you called me. Woke up the next morning, ran to the fleece, took it, squeezed it out, filled up a bowl full of water. You know what he did? He walked in faith and doubt. He said, Lord, I know you. I saw you did that, but I just want to make sure that I didn't miscommunicate what I was asking you to do. So let me get you to do it in reverse. I'm going to put the fleece on the ground. When I come back in the morning, I want the ground around the fleece to be dry, and I want the fleece to be wet. I want the ground around the fleece to be wet. I want the fleece to be dry. He comes back. There's dew all around the fleece. He picks up the fleece is dry. Wow, this must be God. You know what the beauty of being alive in the day when we have the canon of Scripture? We don't need a fleece. I don't need a fleece. All I need is the promise of God. What was the purpose of the fleece? He was confirming that it was really God talking to him with the fleece. You don't need the fleece. We got the word. The word's better than a fleece. And when you walk in it, you can discover that. People say, I don't understand the Bible. I got two things I want to say about that. Number one, it ain't the parts of the Bible you don't understand that you got a problem with. Let's start there. And the other part is, maybe the reason you don't know more of the Bible is because you're not doing the part you know. Because here's what the Scripture says. If any man will do his will, he shall know the doctrine. Obeying what you know is the tuition you pay for getting to learn more. Okay. So you're walking in faith and doubt. God says, okay, time to go smite the Midianites. The Scripture says they took a pitcher and a lantern and a horn. Well, first, he had faith, not doubt again, because he said, okay, Lord, I know you showed me the fleece, but one more thing. He said, okay, I'm going to show you. go down to the camp of the Midianites, and if you're afraid to go by yourself, take your servant with you. And I'm going to show you what they're saying. So Gideon sneaks into the camp of the Midianites, and he hears them talking about some barley coming into the camp of the Midianites and destroying it. And then the guy he said that to, is that not the sword of Gideon, the son of, I forgot his father's name. Anyway, of the children of Israel?
All that for the details, bro.
That God has delivered him into our hands.
Shit, bro.
He's like, God told the enemy what I'm going to do to what I'm going to do to him.
I couldn't
the enemy already
not
knows
do
I'm coming
it.
to destroy him.
You know what I'm saying? I could not do it.
I mean, how much more? You don't need more confirmation than that. They go down, they fight the Midianites. Here's what the scripture says. That the people of Midian rose up against one another in the confusion with the horn. They blew the horn and the lanterns and the pitchers. And then it says they slew 120,000 men. How did 300 people go and win against 120,000 men? And then 15,000 people ran away.
They're here in Sparta.
And then Gideon went and chased after them and slew them.
Okay.
And it says they were faint yet pursuing. I love that. They were faint yet pursuing. Just because you're tired doesn't give you an excuse to not finish the fight. Why? Because you were called, or you were created for this. You were created for the success you've been hiding from. I don't know why you're hiding. Maybe you're hiding because you're worried about what people think about you. That's the temptation of the world again. Maybe you're hiding because you're lazy. You just don't want to be bothered. I don't know. Maybe you're hiding because you're afraid if you make too much money, you can't get into heaven. Ridiculous. Maybe you're hiding because you think there's a limited amount, and if you make too much, there won't be enough left over for anybody else. But I submit to you that Satan knows something you don't know. He knows he can't block your blessing. So you know what he does? He mental blocks you from your blessing. He can't keep it from you, so he keeps you from it by making you not even desired in the first place. Real talk, my people. By thinking you're not good enough. I'm too small. I'm too poor. I'm too oppressed. I'm too this. I'm too that. I'm not good enough. I'm suffering from I'm just me-itis, inflammation of the I'm just me gland. And certainly the God couldn't be using me to deliver my people. But what if you're the very one? What if you taking this relationship with God thing so seriously that other people realize what they're missing out on because they see your walk with God? What if you become obsessed with pleasing God and serving people so much that it causes other people to desire their life to change? Stop being scared of success. Stop hiding in the wine press, threshing your wheat. Stop doing little bitty deeds of entrepreneurship, business, whatever. Stop being secretive about the fact that you have a desire to set your family free. When I got on this journey, everybody in my family didn't understand me. Fortunately for me, I had polio as an infant. I walked with a brace on my leg my whole life. People made fun of me. I came out the womb, people making fun of me. Oh, I'm all right. Don't feel bad for me. I'm all right. You know what it did? It made me tough enough to know that I need to like me if nobody else ain't going to do it. I need to be okay with me if nobody else ain't okay with me. And I am here to tell you, before I was rejected in business, and I'm going to worry about it, child, please. That's the worst thing that ever happens to me. I'm going to have a great life. Everybody in my family didn't understand what I was doing. Man, why don't you just get a job like everybody else? I don't want what everybody else has. Everybody else knows what they have is not enough, but they want me to be like them. It ain't in me. I have a vision that's bigger than that. God called me to do great things. What makes you say that? How can you say that? Well, he called you to do great things too. I'm just willing to acknowledge it. You were created for great things. You are called to great things. You will be challenged by great things. Here's my question for you. Are you going to step up to the challenge with your 300 soldiers and slay whatever is your Midian 120,000 plus 15,000, 135,000 strong as if they're one man? I'm not going to hide from mine. I may get killed in the battle. I may get wounded from the battle. But I ain't going to hide from the battle. I'm going to fight it. I was in the 6th grade. Right here in Tampa, Florida. So we lived in Pennsylvania. I grew up like my first through 5th grade from the time I was born pretty much. I was born in Florida. My parents moved to Pennsylvania when I was an infant. All the way through the 6th grade, I lived in Pennsylvania. And I lived in this little town called Lewistown.
Halo game.
And people in Lewistown, they don't talk like people in Florida. They talk like this here. What are you doing then once in a while? And that's how we used to talk then. Myron, what are you going to do then? I don't know. We're probably going to go up over the boondocks then once in a while. That's how we talked, right? Yeah, that's how I grew up talking. We moved down here to Tampa. They didn't talk like that. So we started going to school. Kids on our bus. I won't say everything they said about it. I'll say, why y'all talk so proper? I don't know, man. That's just how we talk. We just talk how we talk. They hated us because we talk different. You know why children hate different? Because they feel like who they are is not enough. They don't have enough affirmation from their parents. They don't have enough affirmation from other children. They don't like themselves, and in order to feel bigger, they have to make somebody else feel smaller. So we have to teach our children that who they are is enough, so they don't go around bullying people and trying to prove that they're something that they're not because they feel like they're not something that they are. Don't ask me to say that again. I'm going to have to go back and watch the video and make sure I said it right. So these kids used to pick on us every day. And I remember one day, like, I know that we got terrorized. I mean, the Central Florida Junior Terrorist Association were all on our bus, all the members. And so we're getting ready to go to school one day, and I said, Dad, do we have to go to school? These kids always pick on us. He said, well, I'm going to tell you what you do, boy. You grab the first one. You grab him by the collar, and you beat him about the head and shoulders, like beat him within an inch of their life. And I said, and I'm in the 6th grade now. And I said, but Dad, what if it's a girl? He said, I don't care nothing about that. That's what he said. My dad's hands were as hard as a 2x4. He worked construction and plumbing his whole life. And when he said, I don't care nothing about that, I didn't want those hands coming at me. I was way more scared of him than I was of him. Grabbed him, he gave me the speech like it was his William Wallace moment. And he gave us a speech before we went to school. And sure enough, our bus stop was separate from theirs. There was like 20, 30 of them, I don't know. They come down to our, they were a block apart. They come down to our, where we get picked up, and they want to beat us up. And so, this girl, I remember her name was Deborah Ann. She comes at me, pop. My dad said he don't care nothing about that. Pop. This other girl tries to hit me with a stick. I'm wrestling with this stick. We had a girl in the 6th grade. She was 6 feet tall. Her name was Mary. It should have been Goliath. Me and this other girl wrestling with this stick, and it accidentally hit Mary in the head. And she said, why you hit me in my head with that stick? And I said, it wasn't me, it was her. She grabbed me, she picked me up, she threw me on the ground. They start stomping me and beating me. I had a big old knot on my arm. Like it was out. Went to school, went to the principal's office, whatever. Came home, told my dad what happened. He said, did you get one of them? Yes, sir. Okay, then. He said, and you know what? They never mess with us again. Ever. Put a beat down on one of them. I'm sorry. It's the only time in my life I've ever hit a girl. It's the only time in my life I ever hit a girl. I've never done it since. Never did it before. But my dad told me, hey, get a whooping out there, you're going to get another when you come home. I don't know. My parents didn't have, my parents, no, violence doesn't solve anything. No, they said, no, it's going to solve something. Anyway. I don't even know why I told you that story, but I was scared. I'm telling you, I was scared. I was scared of Mary, the patrol that was 6 feet tall. I was scared of all those 30 kids coming down there picking on me and my 5 little brothers. I was scared. But you know what I did? I did what my dad told me to do. And guess what happened? Exactly what he told me would happen happened. You beat one of them within an inch of their life, they will leave you alone for the rest of your life. And guess what they did? They left me alone. They left me and my brothers alone. Never said another cross word to us, ever. Boy, that was one of the most, I thought my dad, and I'm like, I thought my dad was a plumber. Turns out he's a prophet. Because what he prophesied came true. So what am I saying? I'm saying I know it's not easy. I know it's scary. Do it anyway. Because you were created for it, you were called to it, and now you're going to be challenged by it. All right, my peeps, stay blessed by the best. And I'll see you
where you going?
on the next video.
I was watching some Yakee Awakening. I'm finna throw this goddamn paper away. I was just doing this guy. My sister, I got a fight coming up. And I just been having an urge to like smoke. And the dangers of a double mind. I gotta get out of that, man, because it's not conducive to. I had a conversation with myself a while ago about being a vessel for God, like truly becoming strong enough and solid enough within myself that I can truly be a conduit for God to utilize and come into. And me being a Libra, I like to be relatable. I enjoy the feeling of camaraderie. I do love people. I kind of grew out of that as I got older, but I still do love people. And I'm a social butterfly, and I'm a great conversationalist. I got my degree in communication because I like communicating, and I'm damn good at it. But what I had to, what I'm realizing now is, especially now that I've been called, you can't do what everybody do, especially when you're called to something higher. So basically, I've been, asking for strength and confidence and power to be able to fully become a vessel and a conduit for God to utilize and come in. How do you expect God to come into a body that's filthy? Period. I don't even got to say nothing else. Like, you got to clean up your body. Not saying that you're filthy because you vape or you're filthy because you do certain things. I'm trying to be a Myron Golden level type of person. I'm trying to be a influencer of generations to come. I'm trying to be a prophet. I'm trying to be a visionary. I have all these beautiful visions and beautiful gifts that God has given me. How dare I forsake any of that by just being undisciplined? Literally utilizing my ability to say no to things that I know don't serve my highest level or my highest ability or my highest capacity. I know it's not helping me get to my highest capacity. I utilize it because I see where it could help. Like, one of my greatest inventions, I wanted, like, this is cool. Like you see it, like, light up and shit. Watch this. Look at it. It do all this cool shit, but it's demonic. I know it's killing me. Like, but society and the devil will just create things for that. It's a consumer thing. It's like a toy. You hitting the toy and the shit killing you. It's cool, but it's killing you. It fills time, but it's killing you. How can I fill my time up with something that's constantly healing me? How can I be an example of healing? I'm the visionary. I'm a prophet. I'm all these things. Not because I necessarily wanted to be or chose to be. It's just where I'm at. I gotta be stronger. I gotta be a conduit. I gotta be an example. I got big dreams, big visions. How can I truly be a vessel? How can I be utilized correctly? I gotta let all that shit go so I can like, this is super cool, but you know what's cooler than this? If I was sitting on a beach with my family, with my wife, doing cool things, really cool things, making lights, becoming the light, being the light. Fuck using a light. Can I be the light? Imagine if I could make my body sparkle like this thing sparkles. I think that's the vision that God has given me. That's like where I see myself at. So I gotta let go of the things that look like light and become the actual light. Okay, let's get into this y'all show awakening. He kicking that shit. Y'all came in late. I already seen most of this, but basically, the most powerful thing I got from this video was that cancer is a tumor. A tumor is a blood clot. Blood clots are created like inflammation. So inflammation goes to places in your body. Like, let's say you hit your hand and really hard and it swells up, or you hit your eye and it swells up. The swelling is not you know what I'm saying? The swelling is on purpose. The swelling is intelligence in your body that forces. The mucus is just cells and white blood cells and different um um body workers going to these areas to go and work on these areas. So it's swollen because the swelling represents the community of cells going to heal that body part. It needs an access of cells and mucus there to work. So when your body is exposed to the bullshit that exists in the world, it's so much bullshit, those cells become kind of retarded. So when they go to these places, they get stuck. And when they create these cities and they create these vacuums and they have these cities, imagine a micro city, and imagine Flint, Michigan, but in your head or in your brain or in your throat, and this creates cancer because the Flint, Michigan in your brain and your head, meaning the buildup of cells and mucus, they aren't smart enough to decimate or purify the water source, or, you feel me, the body. You know, this is me just kicking it nigga language, layman terms. It can't detoxify the area properly because the cells aren't getting the proper nutrition or information based off of your food that you're eating, which is your DNA, your food becomes your DNA, which is the intelligence of your body. So your body is not dispersing the cells and communicating in the communities properly, so it creates cancer, and these cancers create tumors and the tumors are just bags of trash that haven't been able to make it to your digestive system through your stomach and exit out properly. So now it's coming out your nose and shit. Deep shit.
Suicidal thoughts that they was going through, they don't have them anymore.
Let's bring it back a little bit.
We have to rejuvenate. Can you explain that? Because I did it, and it's real.
Okay, so press these toxins back into the skin. They'll give you cough syrup, something to suppress the cough or the mucus back in the bronchial tubes and the respiratory system. They'll give you Claritin, something to suppress the antigens back into the maxillary and the sphenoid cavities. They'll give you all these different. It's actually the body having a miraculous hydrochloric acid inside of our stomachs can't even break down. That's what you remember. I was talking about names earlier. Yeah. Always use your melons to just sustain the body and keep the body, you know, in the presence that is in. Always use any other fruit.
When for me, I work out a lot, right? And I don't want to lose my muscles, so I have to supplement my protein, right? So I do my my smoothies, but in my smoothies, I'll have pineapple, I'll have strawberries, bananas, and I'll throw in my blueberries, blackberries, and stuff. But I add protein, because if I don't do that and I'm eating just fruit, I'm like, hey man, hi Yakee.
So look, so I would disagree with you, because then you have to ask yourself, if you go to nature right now, if we let nature be our classroom, right? Okay. Let's ask the gorilla, what you using for protein?
He just eating leaves and stuff.
You see that? All he eat is leaves and stuff. If we ask the horse, In the cow, what they eating for? These are 2-ton animals. What they eating for protein?
Grass.
They eating grass. So I just think it's the perception and what's been pushed on us. We have to realize that we have been lied to by the schools. And if you look at who own these medical colleges, it's the Rockefeller Foundation. Like for instance, if you go to Atlanta right now, you have Spelman.
Right.
Don't nobody Google who the
Hey, early in my journey, I used to be intimidated and fearful of these different organizations and these different forces that be. But recently, I've been communicating with Angel, Archangel Uriel. Glory to God. Thank you, Jesus, for sending this person to my life and this angel to my life. But he's been basically putting me on game and just like informing me that, yo, it's these just fucking humans, man. These just humans. They can't put no hit out on you. They can't kill you just off the basis of you informing people. And then the thing is, they shit working. That COVID shit went spectacular. Everybody took the mark of the beast. Everybody got the damn shot. So heal who you can. Yell as loud as you can. You're yelling in a vacuum that is the entire world. Save your fucking self and talk your shit and save as many people as you can. You ain't got nothing to be scared of. And even if they do kill you, you going to heaven. So glory to God regardless. Fuck this body. This body is the body, like it's the temple of God. God lives within the body, but the body is not God. The body is not you. You are utilizing this body to move amongst the world that we're in as a proving ground right now, so we can get to a higher level, a higher frequency. So use this body like a bitch. Use this body but use it in respect to God lives in this vessel. So use it, use the ego, but you give respect to that ego. Give respect to the soul that's within the vessel. Respect, shit, that's it. Good shit.
Remember I was talking about names earlier?
Yeah.
Don't nobody Google who Spelman is. That's John D. Rockefeller's wife.
Damn it, boy.
That's where Spelman is. And then you start Googling Morehouse and all these different names. They go back to the pharmaceutical companies, these pharmaceutical giants. So who was pushing and teaching education of medicine and teaching us this periodic chart, this periodic table, teaching us the food pyramids? It was the pharmaceutical companies. Wow. So the reason why the protein myth have been pushed on us so much is because they make money, billions and trillions of dollars off of selling protein. Protein means nothing but a simple amino acid structure. That's what we need. We don't need proteins. Proteins are full of too many amino acid structures. So you have something called a simple amino acid structure, which is what we need. Then you have something called a complex amino acid structure, which the hydrochloric acid inside of our stomachs can't even break down. That's what you call protein. That's why if you look at protein overload diets, what you see gout. It's uric acid buildup. Yep. You see that? You start seeing toenail fungus. That's uric acid and carbonic acid buildup. You start seeing constipation.
When you said toenail fungus, that's coming from your gut?
Yeah, it's coming from your gut, because what's happening is you have too many proteins inside of the stomach. Remember, the hydrochloric acid is not hot enough to break it down. So what happens is the protein starts to putrefy. When the proteins start to putrefy, the liver the liver and the pancreas start sending these proteins, enzymes to help break it down. So guess what it break the protein down into? Sugars. So these sugars start fermenting super slow. And then when the sugars ferment super slow, you have something called Candida albicans, which love fermented foods in your stomach. So Candida and yeast starts building up. When Candida and yeast build up, you create fungus and mold. And then what happens is it enters into the bloodstream and it goes throughout the extremities of the body. And you start seeing it show up as deposit in all of your fingernails, your toenails. You start getting dry patches. Them don't be dry patches. Them actually be ringworms. You start getting dandruff on the top of your head. All of this is nothing but fungus and mold trying to come from the body. So when people see toenail fungus actually in the toes, it's a good sign, because that means it's trying to leave. It's better in your toenails than in your fingernails, which is at the end of your extremities, than inside the bloodstream tainting the blood, because then you die of acidosis.
Wow.
So when you think about disease, we have been bamboozled, and we have been basically programmed to believe that our body's natural capability of healing itself is a disease. And that's why I teach all of my students and all of my clients is you have to pick a side. if we gonna call it disease, then that means we believe in what they taught us. How about we change the perception? Because perception is what molds and shape your reality. So if you look at the symptomologies of what they call disease, it's actually the body having a miraculous way of actually healing itself. Because remember, we was created in the image and the likeness of God. Why would God, if God is perfect, and I ain't gonna even keep saying he, let's say he or she, because we got people that believe in both, and it created you in its image and likeness, and it's perfect, that mean it will create you to be imperfect? No, so we got to pick a side. So now once we pick that side and we say, okay, God created me in this image and in his likeness and her image, her likeness, whichever one we want to identify, we have to say, well, I have an issue here because they saying I have a disease. So we have to change our perception, and you have to start studying the actual behavior of what they call in disease. When you study it, for instance, they say, let's just do a simple cold and flu, right? Cold and flu, you get a fever, right? They will give you something to suppress the fever, right? But if you look at the actual physiology and the behavior of a fever, is to actually heat up the core temperature of the body by raising the actual basal, what you would call thyrocytes of the thyroid gland to actually kill bacteria in the body. Not only that, that's the reason for a fever, to kill bacteria or pathologies, right? The next thing is to thin the blood out. It's a natural blood thinner for you can get all the goodies, because remember, the blood is what feeds the cells of the body all the phytonutrients.
Correct.
And it feeds the cells of the body oxygen. The actual nervous system is what actually commands and it communicates with the cells of the body. Then you have something called the lymphatic system that cleanses the cells of the body. It's a sewage system. So if you look at the blood is the main food supply to every 150 trillion cell in your body. So when you get a fever, it thins the blood, and then what happens is inflammation sets in, and it localizes the area for the blood can get there and deliver all the goodies, whether it's phytonutrients, bioflavonoids, like you said earlier, amino acids to rebuild the obstructed area, right? So they'll tell you a fever is a bad thing, but a fever is thinning the blood and it's killing bacteria and pathology.
Right. So a fever is the body's own
healing mechanism. What about a cough?
Clearing the lungs.
You clearing the lungs. Right. What about a sneeze? You clearing the maxillary cavities. You see that? What about skin disorders? Oh, the skin is taking a poop because the kidneys is not working properly, because the kidneys is actually the eliminative organs in your body. But if they shutting down and they not working, your body is so smart that it will open up the skin, and they will call it skin disorders. Guess what they would give you? They'll give you steroids, something that's to suppress these toxins back into the skin. They'll give you cough syrup, something to suppress the cough or the mucus back in the bronchial tubes and the respiratory system. They'll give you Claritin, something to suppress the antigens back into the maxillary and the sphenoid cavities. They'll give you all these different suppressive therapies instead of helping the body. So when you look at my perception of disease, which there is no disease, it's the body miraculously healing itself because we are putting acidic forming foods in our body, or we are in an acidic environment. And when you look at that, you be like, hold on, dang, I got cancer. See, they will have you thinking that cancer is a death sentence, right? But when I look at cancer and somebody tell me they got cancer, I clap my hands. And the reason why I say that means your body work. Imagine you having these acids built up in your cells and you never got any symptoms from it. You never got any symptoms. So cancer is tumors, right? When you look at a tumor and you biopsy a tumor or a cell, you cut it open, guess what comes out of it? Mucus, pus, toxemia, dead blood tissues, acidic waste, built up carbon. All this is inside of a tumor. Then you look at where the tumor is located, it's damn near like the tumor created a trash bag and put all the trash in the tumor to pull it away from the blood, because if it goes into the blood, it changes your blood potential hydrogen and you die of acidosis. So cancer is a body trying to heal itself.
Oh my.
Not the crap.
I knew bringing you on here was going to be incredible. I just, oh my God, you got to come back again.
Oh, of course.
There's so much information we can't get to everybody. I want y'all to understand this was very purposeful. I wanted him to come on the show to educate us, to, give us a different perspective on eating and healing and taking care of ourselves, our perspective with nature.
Yes, we have to get in nature, man.
Get back to nature. And I wanted to share this with you when you were telling me about how regeneration. And I think I heard you say this to me.
I had made a note on the last
on one of your clips.
So
you were saying about how we should walk with our shoes off.
Yes.
And let our feet touch the ground. So because we have to rejuvenate. Can you explain that? Because I
Yes.
did it, and it's real.
Okay, so basically it's called grounding or earthing.
Okay.
We have to realize that Mother Earth is actually our mother. She provides everything we need.
Right.
When we look at Earth, so when you look at the Earth, when you look at the moon, and you look at the sun, these are the three entities that actually created us. These are our two mothers and our one father. It's kind of like this polygamous relationship going on. We have Mother Earth, we have Mother Moon, then we have Father Son. The sun created us. The sun does everything that I just said earlier. The moon is actually in control of governing the water retention in our body and our emotions. That's why when a woman's menstrual cycle is governed by the moon, her emotions is actually governed by her menstrual cycle, showing you that it's a psychology at play when it comes to the moon. With Earth, she does something totally different. She detoxifies us. Not only do she grow plants to detoxify us and grow food for we can eat to eliminate, but she has something called electrons, trillions of them, that emits herself from the actual ground every second of the day. And you can get those actual detoxification gifts from Mother Earth if you just take off your shoes. There is no coincidence that why they put rubber soles on our shoes. And notice what you call them, rubber soles. So it's like we're getting soul captured out here. They're capturing our souls and we don't even realize it, and keeping us from connecting with Earth. Because when you truly ground and connect with Earth, she naturally detoxify you. And how she does it is she pulls trillions and trillions of protons out of the body, because protons are super acidic. What they does, if you look at an atom, the protons run around an atom and they try to neutralize themselves by borrowing electrons. See that? So the more electrons is borrowed from protons, the more acidic you become, because you don't have any negative actual ions in the body. So to get those ions back, to regenerate the molecular structure, is simply taking off your shoes, putting your feet on the ground and wiggling your toes in the grass. What Earth does is something called the field, or the electrical magnetic spectrum or grid of the Earth. And it's full of these different ions and of these quantum mechanical particles that we can't see with the naked eye, but they're doing something. They have quantum computers to actually measure these things. What it does is you take off your shoes and you put your feet on the ground, it becomes like this sucking factory that goes on. Earth literally takes all of the different positive particles called protons, and it pulls it from the body, and then it regenerates the body by shooting you with trillions and trillions of what you would call alkaline electrons.
Jesus Christ. Can we get a round of applause for that right there? Just taking off your shoes.
Yeah, just taking off your, and that's why I wanted to say it's simple things. So before we leave the podcast, I just want to get them simple things to do.
Okay.
And the first thing is, I always want to talk about the sun. If you are so-called African American, or you have that melanin, or you have melanocytes or melanocytes in you, you need to be in the sun at least 2 hours a day, direct sunlight. I don't recommend you get in the sun when it's high noonday, because it still can burn you whether you got melanin or not. So I say, as soon as you get up, once you stretch and you drink your juice, your H3O2 or your H2O, what you would call spring water, immediately go outside, jumpstart your organs, your eternal organs. For everybody else that call them internal organs, we are eternal people. Drink your water, jumpstart the organs, because water is a conductivity or a conduit for electricity. Then go outside and get the electric from the sun. 2 hours. That will heal your body alone. Next is after that. So we got fire. So we're going to heal through the elements. First thing is always fire. You have to involve fire in healing. At least 2 hours in the fire in the sun. Next is going to be earth. What I was just talking about, grounding, being in nature. There's something that happened to the psychological process of our brains just by looking at green trees. Literally, it makes you happy. There is something called nature deficiency orders. Look it up. You can Google it right now on your iPad. It's called nature deficiency order, where people go through a psychological depression and they don't realize why, and then they go into nature for 2 hours a day, and everything and all those suicidal thoughts that they was going through, they don't have them anymore. So they were literally, it's called nature deficiency order, right? So get in nature. Not only get in nature, eat from nature. Natural organic things that grow from nature. Fruits, berries, melons, vegetables, limited seeds, limited nuts, and limited grains. These things are very good for the body, and it brings on a detoxification. So we got fire, which is the sun. We got earth, which is everything that she grows inside of earth, and grounding, connecting with earth. You can lay on earth. These things will actually discharge all the negative protons in the body and bring, all the positive protons in the body and bring in negative electrons to make your body more ionic, for it can be more in a balance of homeostasis. So we got fire, we got earth. Next, we have to talk about wind, or what you call air. water, oxygen, breathing. Diaphragmatic breathing is amazing. Just by you basically elongating your spinal cord, and you breathe in through your nasal passage. When you breathe in, you expand your diaphragmatic muscles. So when you breathe in, your stomach go out. Hold it, and then you exhale. Your belly button supposed to touch your spinal cord. Just by doing that exercise 20 minutes of the day will literally regenerate a lot of your cellular tissues, and it will love the mitochondria that gives you all of the energy that I was talking about, will love it, because that's what the body needs to convert sunlight. It's oxygen. So we have the fire, which is the sun. We have we have earth, which is the actual earth. Right. We got wind, which is oxygen. What's left is what? Water. Look, your body has 87% water. Your brain have 97% water, right? But the functioning of your body is 99% water molecules. So technically your body is made of 99% water. You have to replace that. Especially if you're working out, if you breathing, if you drinking, if you eating, because that water dissipate. You need those waters in your cells, because in order for the sunlight to penetrate the cells and work in the Golgi apparatus of the cell, or the cytoplasm of the cell, it needs water to convert sunlight. It's called H3O, or what you would call exclusion zone water. So make sure you drinking the adequate amount of water. Now, the water I'm talking about is called H3O2. H3O2 is actually fruit juice. Get more fruit juices in, and these things are your coconuts, very hydrative, cucumber water, very hydrative, watermelon juice, very hydrative. And what I do on a daily basis, I make sure that I'm at least drinking 55 ounces of water a day, right? Out of those 55 ounces of water, 25 ounces of those water is going to be natural juice that's coming from a juicer. The other ounces is going to be natural H2O spring water. This will hydrate the body. And people think hydration means you liquefying the body. No, hydration means that you're getting electrolytes and minerals in the body, because the minerals and the electrolytes turn into salt. See, we're not freshwater creatures. We're saltwater creatures. That's why you have salt, or what you would call minerals, in your veins. You are literally a saltwater creature. If you look inside of your veins and you check the plasma and the water inside of your cells, it got potassium in there. You got sodium inside of there. You got all these different types of minerals. The body can't utilize minerals. The body don't need minerals. What the body does is, when the body get the minerals, it metabolizes them and it stick them together as salts. And then these salts act like glues and it stick amino acids together, and that's what creates what you would call a so-called protein. So we need fire, sun, we need earth, which is earth, vegetables, discharging. Correct. You see that? We need wind, which is oxygen. And last but not least, we need water. If you do those 4 things every single day, that will change your life, which you still eating the stuff that you eating. Showing you that. So, and that's going to encourage you to quit eating the bull crap.
Yeah, and get on point.
See that? So look, everybody's scared to change their diet, right? How about don't change your diet right now? Just add to your diet. Add more fruits and vegetables. Start grounding, add earth, get in the sun 2 hours a day. Add fire, start breathing more. Yeah. Be around oxygen trees more. Yeah. Add wind. Last but not least, start drinking at least 50 to 55 ounces of water a day. Use water. Use those 4 elements.
Your life will change.
Man, look, you ain't gonna want to eat the chicken wing no more. I'm telling you.
Yakee, man, you are a gift to us, man.
Oh, praise it.
You are a gift to our people. You're a gift to the world when you can break it down, make it understandable. It's very intimidating for people to hear that kind of information. It seems like a tall mountain to climb. Like he said, chip at it.
Brick by brick, man.
Just brick by brick. Just add a piece. Add some fruit. Add more water. Add getting outside with your shoes on. I walk every day, 2-3 miles a day. I'm out. I love nature.
Yes.
I take pictures of nature. Didn't even know it did something for me.
Yeah.
I just liked it.
Yeah. Because it literally makes you feel like you're not alone. Mother Earth is alive, man. There's not only electrical magnetic entities here, but it's the electrical magnetic grid of the earth. Just by being in nature makes you full.
Great point.
Because you are a part of nature. And I'm glad you just said something very important. You said you walk 2 to 3 miles every day. There was a study done that showed just by increasing your steps to 2,500 steps a day, it will literally lower your cardiovascular system disease, because everybody essentially die of heart disease. It will lower the risk of heart disease by 34% just by, I'm talking about keeping your regular diet and just walking 2,500 steps a day.
Get Get your ass out and walk. No.
Seriously though. So this is what I'm trying to say.
Man, I'm so happy
I'm just
you came
glad you
on.
brought up. You came on here and you said, "Look, let's make this digestible. Give us some. Our people, they hard headed. Give us something they can do to change now. Just something small." So the reason why I love this podcast so much because these are small things. We not here telling you to basically die or live. We telling you little, brick by brick, step by step. Yes. There's little things that you can do and change in your daily schedule that will change your whole entire life.
Can we give a round of applause for Yakee? We are here. We are purposeful. This is only on Top Billing. This is a Top Billing exclusive. Yakee, man, I love what you're doing for the culture, man. We need this. This is a strong arm in the culture for us. We need to be healthy. We need to stay grounded with Mother Earth. Everything that he said is true. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast as much as I have. I learned stuff I didn't even know. And I'm supposed to be, on the health ride. And I learned a lot of valuable information today. Make sure you check this episode out. It's on every platform from Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. We everywhere. This is Top Billing. We out. Peace.
You start getting on Spotify.
Let's go. Hey, we got Yakee in the building. St. Louis, we up.
St. Louis, we here.
We here, baby. We here, gang. Ain't a lot of shading on this shit. Look crazy. Shit look hard. What time is it? We're gonna get one more in. Let's see what's some good shit. Good shit is naive. We can buy about two real quick. 4 months ago they did another one. I like David Chang.
Welcome to another edition of the Social Proof Podcast, man.
I actually found Myron Golden on this podcast. So that was years ago. So this is nice. This is 4 months ago. So he interviewed him again. Exciting.
This still needs an introduction because there's 8 billion people in the world. I'm under the idea, Mr. Golden, that no matter how popular someone is, no one knows them. You know what I mean? So I know you're amazing.
No one knows them.
Not no one, but in the grand scheme of things.
Virtually, they're unknown to the majority of the world.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. But there are some people there are people in their city that know them, and they just feel like they are like big dog.
Small pond.
Small pond.
They're a big fish in a small pond. A big dog in a small yard.
So I'm still going to introduce you as if no one knows you, even though a good percentage of my audience, in my pond, they know you.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of people in the world who never heard of me, bro. It ain't that deep.
Well, today we have a gentleman, man, who is one of the most profound thinkers and communicators that I've ever met in my life. And that says a lot because I met a lot. You know what it's like?
Do tell.
If I could have, I listened to Jim Rohn.
Okay.
For a very, very long time. And I never got a chance to meet him.
Oh, I definitely met him. Met him, spoke on the same platform with him a couple of times. It was great. Yeah, bro. I'm old, bro. Okay, ish.
Bro, no, listen, when I listened to so much of him, and I was listening to it while I was working at the Olive Garden and Cheesecake Factory and like as a security job. And when he passed away, it was an emotional moment for me because I consumed so much of his content.
Yeah.
And it was really
for like some of the shit I'll be doing because he pretty legit. Shit, I ain't making no money though. See, the thing is though, as long as you change the as long as you change the it's not the content. I'm not re-releasing the content. One, I ain't niggas finna be like, at least until I blow up, which hopefully will only be in a couple more months. Nigga, I ain't making no money off this. It's just good background noise for the people that are watching and observing my journey right now. So it'll be alright.
Really, really sad. I'm like, yo, what I wouldn't give to see this person, what I wouldn't give to see Jim Rohn live on stage doing what
his thing. Yeah, his thing. It was fun. It was fun to watch.
I feel my channel going viral soon, so that's why I be trying to be a little bit more like apprehensive and careful and, you know, well thought out when I make certain movements, because I understand where God is taking the channel right now. So I need to prepare myself and be in a space in which I can be prepared for viral tomorrow. And I want this video to be able to get monetized when I reach that level, or it's just kind of just like a, I ain't gonna say a waste of time, but it's kind of just like a plank in the road. Yeah. So, book it.
So when I see you, I'm like, man, I'm so
Don't try to sue me. Don't be lame, gang. Don't be a lame man. Y'all go subscribe. You see I'm subscribed. Go subscribe to the Social Proof Podcast. Don't be no hater, David Shan. I'm just trying to grow my channel too. I'm interviewing you right now. I'm giving you views. I ain't even charge you for this interview. You know, y'all be charging for interviews now. Well, you just hush, okay? Just don't say nothing. I won't say nothing if you don't say nothing, okay? Just chill out. Just relax. Everybody be cool. Everybody be cool. Calm the fuck down.
glad that I've had an opportunity to see you live. I've had an opportunity to learn from you, make a lot of money from your teaching, and sit down with you and have a conversation. This is like legendary stuff.
Cool.
So thanks for coming.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man.
I literally feel like I've been doing what I do for a long time, but I feel like a large part of my online presence, discovery, whatever happened the first time I came on your podcast.
I found
that's Myron who? Oh, he's not an owl. Right? That was fun. That was fun. My YouTube audience, and I didn't even have any videos on YouTube to speak of back then. Right? My YouTube audience grew from like 3,000 people to 10,000 people in 1 year after coming on your podcast.
Wow.
Which was a lot to me.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's not a lot now because it's grown.
It's still a lot.
Live on stage doing what
his thing.
does.
Yeah, his thing. It was fun. It was fun to watch.
So when I see you, I'm like, man, I'm so glad that I've had an opportunity to see you live. I've had an opportunity to learn from you, make a lot of money from your teaching, and sit down with you and have a conversation. This is like legendary stuff.
Cool.
So thanks for coming.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man.
I literally feel like I've been doing what I do for a long time, but I feel like a large part of my online presence, discovery, whatever happened the first time I came on your podcast.
Man.
Like Myron who? Oh, he's not an owl. Right? Right? So yeah, that was fun. That was fun. My YouTube audience, and I didn't even have any videos on YouTube to speak of back then, right? My YouTube audience grew from like 3,000 people to 10,000 people in 1 year after coming on your podcast.
Wow.
Which was a lot to me.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's not a lot now because it's grown.
It's still a lot. But
how many subscribers you got now?
600 and...
Golly.
607,000, something like that.
Why has it grown like that?
Awesome. He's Myron Golden.
I think there are a couple of reasons. I think the stuff that I share is unique, but I think the way that I share it is also unique. And
I'm sorry, not just the stuff you share, but the way you share.
The way I share it, right? And not just the stuff I share and the way I share it. They're both unique, and I'm not doing it to get something. So I literally show up on YouTube as a value-added service to the community at large. That's my objective. And so it's interesting when you show up for people, people show up for you.
But what about the people who show up all the time and nobody's showing up for them? I think we got to get into what you share and how you share it.
But that's still part of it, though. Like people who show up all the time and nobody shows up for them. Why did nobody show up for them? Because they're showing up for people to deliver people what they want the people to have, instead of showing up for people and delivering to people what the people desire to have. There's a difference. So if I'm bringing you something that I want you to have, you might show up, you might not. But if I'm bringing you something that you've been waiting for, oh, now it's a wrap. You coming.
And how do you know what people have been waiting for? How did you discover what your audience has been waiting for?
Because I was my audience for a very long time, and I knew what I was waiting for. So it's not like, so here's what I mean, because it's really interesting. I had a coaching call this morning, and people were asking questions, and they're asking these questions. Yeah, but I have this thing, and I wrote this book, and I want to do this thing, and I created this coaching program, and I want to know the best way to sell it. Okay, can we just back that up a little bit? Because maybe the best way for you to make sales is for you not to sell the thing you already have, but to go create something that people actually want in the first place. Right? People want to bring to the marketplace the things they're vested in, instead of bringing to the marketplace the things the marketplace is vested in. I always tell people, start your business out there. Don't start your business in here by feeding yourself a microphone. Start your business out there. Don't start your business out there. Don't start your business in here. Even Jesus, you look at how Jesus served people. What did he do? He always gave them what they knew they needed before he gave them what he knew they needed. I mean, what's worse? Not having food or not having eternal life? Well, clearly not having eternal life is worse than not having food. But yet he made sure he fed them first so that they could hear him when he gave them the important message. So you deliver to people what they want. You sell them what they want, and then eventually they'll let you deliver what they need.
So I'm going to make this a very, very selfish interview.
Oh,
I want
You're
to
hilarious,
know
bro.
how, because I think I have an idea
Sure.
of what people want, because like you said, I was them, and I still remember wanting it, needing it. Like, is there anybody that can just help me with this?
Take me by the hand and lead me into the financial promised land, please.
But is there a formula that that we all can figure out to help us clearly identify what they want?
I think for starters, to realize that questions are the answer. So what does that mean? It means if you ask enough questions, people will tell you everything you need to know in order for you to serve them better. And most people would rather assume that we know or pretend that we know, because we need people to think we know, because we're so used to being in the artificial environment called school, where we're seeking to get a grade by memorizing somebody else's right answers. So our objective is to be right so we can pass a test. So we think life is like that. But there's nothing in life that mirrors that. And so if I go out into the marketplace and I ask questions, what's the single biggest challenge you have right now in your business? If I ask that to 1,000 people, I'm probably going to get 700 different answers. If I take the top answers and I write a book on those answers, people will buy that book. Why? I'm talking to them about stuff they've asked me about. So questions are the answer.
I like that. The way you said the things you share and the way you share them. So I'm understanding that the things you share are based on what you know about your audience.
And what I know about life. So it's like what I know about the audience. Yeah, the things that I share, the topics that I share are topics that I believe my audience would be intrigued by or interested in. But the things that I share with them are things that I understand about life, and I generally relate it to something they already are aware of, but they may not be aware of this aspect of how it applies to their life. It's like literally this morning when I did my live Bible study, I was talking about King Solomon. before there was an internet, before there was television, radio, newspaper, any of that stuff, the scripture says he wrote 3,000 proverbs. His songs were 1,005, and he talked about the hyssop tree that springs forth out of the wall and creeping things and four-footed beast. And then it says his fame went abroad to all nations. How? How's his fame going abroad to all nations? There's no internet, there's no TV, there's no radio. People are word of mouthing him around the world. Imagine being word of mouth around the world with no social media. Okay, why? Because when Solomon wrote proverbs and songs and stories and like epigrams, etc., he did it teaching unusual lessons from usual places, uncommon wisdom found in everyday life. You know what a tree is.
Fuck.
But yeah, Solomon's like, I bet you never thought about a tree like this. They're like, tell me more.
Okay. So this is getting into the how you're sharing things. So your major objective is to be able to take something that we're super familiar with,
or at least relatively familiar with, and teach you something about that that's mind-blowing.
Give me an example.
I knew you were going to say that.
This is a very selfish interview.
Oh, it's all good, bro. But this will be really, really helpful for people because, so let's take, okay, Solomon talked about trees, for instance, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, you've seen trees, right? What is a tree? Oh, it's this wood thing that grows out of the ground. Maybe sometimes it has some fruit on it, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Well, did you know that a tree has to grow in two directions at the same time? Did you know that?
A tree has to grow in two directions.
It's always growing in two directions at the same time. It's growing down and it's growing up. And what's interesting, if you could see the part of the tree that's under the ground, it looks very similar to the part of the tree that's above the ground. The root system is very similar to the fruit system.
Crazy. I never thought about that.
See what's happening? Look at right, exactly. Look what's happening to your face right now.
I've seen millions of trees in my life.
Right, and so something as common as a tree. But watch this. Here's what's interesting about a tree. The nature of a tree is that it is both gravitropic and phototropic. Now, you've never probably heard, maybe, have you ever heard of the word gravitropic before? Phototropic?
Never.
Okay. So gravitropic means it grows away from light and towards gravity. That's the root system. It's gravitropic in nature. So the seed goes in the ground, and then the tree starts growing down before it starts growing up. Now, here's what's interesting. When the seed is under the ground, it's dark under the ground, it's damp, and it has resistance. The root system has resistance. Mm-hmm. It has to push through the dirt to go down further, right? Well, once it breaks through the earth growing up, there's no more resistance. And the part of the tree that's above the earth grows towards light and away from gravity. So the tree is growing in two directions at the same time. Now, okay, how does that help me in my life, though? That sounds really cool, right? Mm-hmm. Well, that is one of the most beautiful pictures of the way life works that you've ever seen, that I've ever seen. How? It's the work that you do in the dark when it's difficult and damp that makes the work that you do that everybody sees in the light work. Nobody saw you. Everybody sees you now in this beautiful studio, on this podcast, on Instagram Live, on YouTube, on whatever. Everybody can see that. Oh my goodness, David Shands. But they didn't see the gravitropic nature of your journey while you were on your way here, working deep into the wee hours of the morning to become the person. That's the root system. Now, everybody proclaims and professes to desire the fruit system. Everybody wants to grow up towards, just reach for the stars, and I want everybody to see how tall I can be and how sweet my fruit is and blah, blah, blah. Well, that sounds great. But if you're unwilling to go down, you cannot go up. That's just the nature of life. In nature, before anything can go up, it has to go down.
That's good.
Right. So that's for instance.
Yeah.
So what's really cool is all principles are microcosms of each other. So everything really just keeps proving everything else because truth is simple. It's lies that are complicated. And so if you learn to look for lessons in everything, sometimes you might just find them.
Okay. That was mind blowing. That was incredible. Okay. Can I
Do your
peel back
thing.
one more layer?
Do your thing.
So you see a tree, you see these amazing things from the ground to the soil and the microscopic,
The gravitropic.
gravitropic,
and the phototropic.
Yes, you see that, right?
Well, I see it, but what I see first is the tree.
Yeah.
And I look at it, I think, oh, that's interesting. It's a tree. Wonder how it does that. And then I'm reading the Bible and it says, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, but his delights in the law of the Lord, and his law doth he meditate day and night. And then it says, and he shall be like a tree. I'm thinking, a tree? Why is he going to be like a tree? What does that even mean? Right? You see, so this is what I mean, questions are the answer. Yeah. So he should be like a tree. I have to ask myself, what does that mean? Why would it, okay, first of all, why are you saying he's going to be like a tree? And then now that you said that, why would anybody care to be like a tree? Mm-hmm. Don't you want, he'll be like a tree planted by the rivers of waters. What's the benefit of that? Well, a tree that's planted by the rivers of waters is pliable. So when the winds blow and the storm comes, the tree doesn't fall over. Mm-hmm. It doesn't snap. Why? Because it's by the rivers of waters. So it's pliable like a tree, but it's planted like a tree. Planted by the rivers of waters, that bringeth forth his fruit in a season. It's productive like a tree, but it brings forth his fruit in a season. It's predictable like a tree. His leaf also shall not wither. So it's pretty like a tree and protective like a tree. And whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Oh, it's prosperous like a tree. Now that's, to me, just the result of asking a bunch of questions when I read it instead of saying, well, that was nice.
That's good. I didn't even get to ask my question. I'm peeling back the layer.
Peel it back.
Well, no, I mean, you answered that. And.
No, that's not the question, though. How do you see a tree and not be quite curious about it? How do you see a tree?
The question is, though, can curiosity be taught? Can you teach someone to be curious?
I don't think you have to teach people to be curious. I think the culture hypnotic societal mechanism teaches people not to be curious. We squelch curiosity. We don't have to create it. We do have to cultivate it. We do have to encourage it. Can it be taught? I think teaching people not to be afraid of their curiosity and not to feel stupid because they have curiosity. A lot of people feel like, if I'm curious, that means I'm dumb because I don't know. And school teaches you that knowing the answers makes you smart. Well, to me, asking the questions makes you smart, not knowing the answers.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. I do agree with that. So I think even as this conversation is like, I'm starting to run through my mind, which I am a curious person, but...
Oh, I know. You've asked me a bunch of questions in my life.
Right, yeah, for sure.
You curious, all right.
I don't think I'm nearly as curious. So I'm curious about, like, people, right?
Me too.
I think what I need to develop is my curiosity around the things that people don't think of. You know what I mean? So,
sure.
Like, there's so many things that you share, right? And after you're done sharing them, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I would have shared it the way you shared it, but I'm like, now that is a concept right there. I want you to talk about this if you can.
Okay.
If you will. You went through these 4 layers of value, and I was actually, honestly, this is a couple months ago, I was thinking, did Myron create that?
No.
You did not?
I discovered it. It's in the Bible. Bro, no, I discovered it.
No.
It's in Genesis.
Okay.
It's in Genesis chapter 1 and 2.
It doesn't say that the lowest,
the level of value, bro. Don't. All right.
It doesn't say that,
bro. You don't. That might. Okay, I'm just telling you.
Let me not say it.
It's in there
because I don't.
Bro, it's in there. That's where I found it. I didn't create it. I just discovered it.
You put it in that format though. These layers, and you named
levels. The 4 levels of value.
4 levels of value.
I named it the 4 levels of value, but I didn't. But I was just observing what was there,
Yo, what's up, Social Proof family? So I know you're watching a dope episode, and we'll get right back into it. But in the next 2 minutes, I want to teach you the #1 mistake that's probably costing you over $10,000 in taxes, and then I'm gonna teach you how to fix it. And at the end, I have a free gift for you. So let's get right into it. So the #1 mistake that most people make, especially business owners, is they have the wrong entity set up. Like, guys, LLCs do not help you save on taxes. So let me give you what I call my entity timeline so you can know when to have the best entity for you and how to save the most money on taxes, okay? So step 1, before you have the business, I do want you to set up your LLC, but not for tax savings, for asset protection. So you can go to a free website like llcuniversity.com. It's gonna teach you how to set up your LLC 100% free. Now, you're gonna stay at LLC until your business makes over $40,000 in net income for the year. Once your business makes over $40,000 net income for the year, it's time for you to upgrade that LLC to a S corporation. S corporations actually help you save on taxes. How much so? Well, let's put it like this. If you had an LLC making $100,000 and I had an S corp making $100,000, you would pay over $10,000 more in taxes than I would because I have the proper entity. So once you make over $40,000 in net income, it's time for you to upgrade that LLC to an S corp, and then you're gonna stay at S corp until you start making over $3 million in profit, and then it might make sense to upgrade to a C corp. But that's it, guys. LLC where you start the business, S corp where you make it over 40K, C corp after $3 million in profit. If you want a free guide on this, I'm going to give you my tax-free ebook, 100% free, and I'm going to be teaching a class breaking the ebook down for you. All this 100% free, but it's only for my Social Proof family. So all you have to do is text the word proof to 312-847-2309. That's proof to 312-847-2309. Now let's get back to the episode.
I was just observing what was there and asking questions. I know this sounds so super oversimplified. I don't mean it to sound that way.
It's not. It's simple to you because it's simple to you.
It's how my brain works. It's just how my brain works. Like, I wonder what this means. I wonder what that means. I wonder what this means. I wonder how that works. Well, I wonder if I take this apart, will I be able to put it back together? If I put it back together, will it still work? That's who I was growing up my whole life.
Yeah.
I told you, my mom was a beautician, and so she used to have these styrofoam mannequin heads. You know what I'm talking about? They put wigs on in beauty shops. So we used to get walkie-talkies and stuff. So I took a walkie-talkie apart, and I took like a kitchen knife, and I cut the bottom part of this styrofoam head out, and I put the speaker from the walkie-talkie in where the mouth would be, and then I cut a hole in the top, put the walkie-talkie down in there, and then I put the thing back on it so I can make the walkie-talkie talk. So I can make the mannequin head talk. I was because I was wondering, this seems like it would be fun. I wonder how this would work. I don't know. I know, it's weird. I get it, bro, but I wonder what would happen if. What if everybody looked at something and said, I wonder what would happen if?
Yeah.
Or I wonder how that works. I wonder if this could do that. Because that's how Steve Jobs came up with the iPhone. Taking seemingly unrelated things and seeing a connection between them. That's where the magic happens.
So can that be developed, or is that just a gift?
1,000% can be.
Can it be developed?
Yes. Can I recommend a book that I would recommend people read?
Absolutely.
Okay. And all of my favorite books that if you want to get all my favorite books, you can go to MyronGoldenAMZ.com and it's all there. But this book, you'll find it there. Okay, you ready?
I'm not ready because I'm going there right now. Hopefully my audience will too.
So here's the book.
Okay.
Innovation Secrets of Steve Jobs by Carmine Gallo.
Hold on, I'm sorry. The Innovation
Secrets of Steve Jobs.
Innovation Secrets
of Steve Jobs by Carmine Gallo. And it's a book that Carmine Gallo wrote about why Steve Jobs was able to create so many things that revolutionized so many different industries in his lifetime, even though he only lived to be 56 years old. And Steve Jobs would see the connection between seemingly unrelated things. And I was like, oh, that reminds me of me. I read the book. I was like, oh, that's what I do. Just seems like how life is. But no, clearly not. So,
but that's how you are.
But that's how I am. It's how my brain works.
But the question is,
Can it be
like,
taught?
Can it be
Sure.
taught?
It can be. If someone, I believe it can be taught, and then it can be cultivated, and even it can be taught. But even more importantly, I think than being taught, it can be learned. So a person can learn it without somebody teaching it to them. They can learn it by asking you more and better questions.
And I would imagine desiring to be that.
Well, desiring to know.
Yeah.
You're like desire. Like I didn't ask a bunch of weird questions growing up and ask a bunch of weird questions now because I desired to be something. I just wanted to know. I just wanted to know how it worked. I didn't know it was going to make me be something. My desire was just wonder how this works.
Got you. Okay. And you've always been like that.
Since I can remember, yeah.
But when did we turn the corner to, okay, this is how I am, but this is how I'm going to use it
sorry,
to
bro.
earn?
Oh, I don't know that I turned that corner. I stumbled into making money with all this learning stuff and teaching stuff. That was a stumble upon.
Really?
Yeah. Big time. That was a stumble upon, bro. Like I do stuff when I was in my 20s. I could have been fairly wealthy in my 20s, but I didn't know that you could make money just because you knew stuff. No, that was a stumble upon.
That was a stumble upon.
Yeah.
Now, fast forward.
Fast forward.
You go from being amazing your whole life and
Amazed my whole life.
amazed to you, from your perspective, amazing to other people.
Okay.
I remember first time hearing you speak, it was amazing to me. I was amazing. It was amazing.
Okay.
I was amazed.
I believe you.
Yes, absolutely.
I believe you. When was the first time you heard me speak? Where was it?
It had to be, here's what's crazy. It was on Clubhouse. I didn't see your
Face.
face or anything. I just heard. And I said, what is this? Like, what in the world? What's he talking about? Why did he say that like that? How did he say that like that? I could have thought of that. I was
You're
like,
hilarious, bro. You're hilarious.
so I'm listening, and it's infectious. I'm just having a challenge. I think that some people have a thing, right?
Everybody has a thing.
Everybody does have a thing. Everybody does have a thing. And I've heard good speakers before, but it was something so magnetic about what you were saying. And I didn't have to see a picture or anything, but my ears were glued, right? So
That was a word picture. Your ears were glued. Wow. Okay, I saw that.
glued, yes, okay. Little baby Myron right now. I'm glued to the phone,
Right, because you're listening on Clubhouse.
Just listening on Clubhouse, and I'm fascinated on how you're able to keep my attention. It's making sense now because you're taking, based on what you're saying, you're taking things that I'm familiar with and connecting them with things that seemingly don't go together, but it fits perfectly, right?
Sure.
And this becomes your way of teaching.
Sure.
But it's got to be in terms of like being articulate. There's got to be more than those two but do you study teaching, cadence? Is there anything you can give me on that?
Yeah, I think I've studied teachers and watched cadence. I can remember as a teenager. See, there I'm weird again. I was probably 19, 20 years old. I can remember watching preachers on television who I thought were good preachers, and I just turned the sound down and watch how they move because I thought it was fascinating that they were communicating with their whole body, not just with their mouth.
At 19.
Yeah. It's what I was into, bro.
Who was the first person you remember, like, okay, audio off, and try to paint a picture of what you saw and what was going on in your mind?
Who was the first person?
Goddamn.
Man, that's a good question because it was TV.
Focus kind of split.
TV wasn't really even clear enough back then to see who the person was. Right? Who was the first person? I could.
Or when did you go remember, like?
Well, I can remember. I can even remember before that. I can remember being blown away when I was a kid when my mom used to make us listen to Martin Luther King speeches and thinking to myself, "Wow."
While he was alive.
Yeah. Well, Martin Luther King was killed in '68, so I would have been 7. So I heard speeches of him while he was alive, but I heard more of his speeches after he was gone.
Gotcha.
Right? But just thinking to myself, wow, the way he said what he said was just amazing. The way he communicated his tone of voice, the way he captivated you with the resonance in his voice, and the way he painted word pictures, it was beautiful. So I don't remember who the first person was I saw on television, but I do remember the first time I ever heard a sermon that was a sermon that actually just blew me away in that it was powerful. And because I was poor and I had a cassette tape player and I only had a handful of tapes. And so I'd listen to these tapes over and over. And there was this guy, he was an evangelist then, he's a pastor now, but he preached a message called What a Name. And he was talking about the name Jesus. And he went through all the letters of the alphabet, starting with A, all the way down to Z, on the names of Jesus. He is Adam, advocate, anointed, apostle, author, amen, alpha, ancient of days, born of a woman, beginning, begotten, beloved, branch, etc., all the way through Z, right? And I listened to that thing over and over. I listened to that thing over and over and over again. And eventually I memorized it, not because I was attempting to memorize it, but eventually it became like a song. You hear it so many times, you know the words, you know the cadence. And so, but I had other tapes also, like I had this guy, V.R. Lakin. He was an old, like Southern Baptist evangelist. Who was it that put the moon and the sun in the heavens and decked the heavens with the stars and smoothed out a plane? So I'd listen to him. And then I could say the whole sermon with him. And another guy, R.G. Lee, and I would just listen to him over and over. Like, I'm talking about hundreds of times, maybe even thousands of times. And so I would listen. And what happens, if you find somebody who's great at communicating and you listen to them communicate hundreds of times or thousands of times, you will eventually begin to fire off the same synapses in your brain, or fire off the same messages in your brain that they're sending in theirs. And then the words that you're saying and the way that you're saying them are communicating to your body, and you become the message, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely.
And so I studied a lot. Like, I listened to a lot of great sermons and the way they put them together. And then eventually my mind just started working like that.
Okay. We are, man. We're
working through it.
Yeah.
And so interestingly enough, so I've got a friend, Kenny Grant. He was the pastor of a church in Brunswick, Georgia called Maranatha Baptist Church. So he left and was pastoring in Savannah, Georgia. Well, I went through Brunswick and spoke there as an evangelist, and they asked me to come be their pastor. And so I moved to Brunswick, Georgia with my family. I was the pastor of this church, and I preached Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, teaching through the Bible, just doing my thing. So I see Kenny one day at this other church. I'm like, Kenny, because he's like, you want to hear a great speaker? This dude is on a level.
What's his name?
Kenny Grant.
Kenny Grant.
Okay. So he's on a level. So I'm like, okay, Kenny. I said, bro, when you're preaching, it's just different than anybody else I've ever heard. How do you do that thing you do where you just make everything, it all sounds like a song. It looks like you're just eating a good sandwich and everybody's watching you enjoy it. Like, how do you do that? And he said to me, I was so mad. He said, oh man, I don't know. My mind just run that way. Yeah, man, I don't know, man, you know.
Well,
all the preachers I read after, their mind run that way, and my mind just run that way. Now I'm mad because I thought, he don't want to tell me. He don't want to tell me. He's got like this secret sauce for communicating, and he doesn't want to tell me what it is.
All right.
I said, okay, so who are these preachers you read after? And he gave me some people's names. So one of them, I got a book by this guy, and he was an older preacher. I think he's probably dead now. But he wrote like commentary sermons through books of the Bible. Okay, cool. So I got this book. So I'm in New York City, and all of this really contributed greatly to my communication style. Like all of this story I'm telling you right now.
We are unpacking some stuff right now. This is good.
So I'm in New York City. I'm in the Bronx. I'm in Brooklyn. I'm speaking at my friend Vinny Sawyer's church. And I'm like, hey, Vinny, I got this book. And Vinny's one of the best Bible teachers I've ever heard. I got this book that my friend Kenny Grant recommended to me. It's got these sermon outlines. And I said, aren't these cool? And I gave him the book. And Vinny says, they're all right. Now I'm confused. I'm like, Kenny's like the greatest preacher, speaker dude I know. Vinny's one of the best, probably the best out of the best two Bible teachers I've ever heard in my life. And I showed Vinny this book, and he's like, it's all right. And now I'm really confused. but questions are the answer. And I know Vinny's not ego trip. He has no ego.
Yeah.
He's just a regular dude, and he's just being honest. It's all right. I'm like, okay, there's a reason that Kenny thinks this is great. He's a great communicator. Vinny thinks it's okay. What is it? What's the thing that's different between these two amazing human beings? So I said, Vinny, why do you say that? He said, I just don't like one-word outlines. So I'm like, okay, what does that mean? He said, I don't, like people have the man, the method, and the message. That's nothing. Like he said, I believe that every point in your outline should be a complete thought. Ooh, that's so good. So I learned alliteration from John Phillips, Adrian Rogers, all these older preachers, but I learned how to turn that alliteration into a complete thought from Vinny Sawyer. And so now I've got this combination of these two secret sauces, and you put them together and it becomes this thing that nobody's ever seen before.
Man.
Isn't that crazy?
All because you asked.
That's the question. Yeah, like why? Like what do you mean? Like how do you do that thing you do? Well, yeah, my mind just run that way. Okay, cool. Who you reading after, bro, since you don't want to tell me? And I told Kenny that later.
Who got some minds that run that way?
Yeah, exactly. I told him later, when you told me that, I was so mad at you. I thought you didn't want to tell me. He started laughing. He thought that was the funniest thing he ever heard. He said, Myron, I'm going to tell you something. He said, man, I just do what I do, man. I don't sit down and figure out why it works. He said, you sit down, man. You're like, why does this work? Why does that work, man? He said, I don't know. I ain't curious like you, bro. I just do the thing.
Man, this is so good because I think that people think that they can become something overnight. And you're telling these stories from when you were a child, putting a walkie-talkie on a mannequin to being 19 years old, to talking to a guy named Vinny in New York from a Baptist preacher in the South, and it just becomes like baking a cake.
Exactly. It's all these different ingredients.
Yes.
Over time.
And I think people don't appreciate the ingredients.
Right. Or the time.
Or the time that it takes.
That part. To become the person who can do the thing.
Man, so you've been paying attention since you were a child.
Oh. If you don't pay attention, you're going to pay for not paying attention.
I like that. So this is, and I want to get into kind of the offers because you are known for the offers, but
well, before you do that, because you asked me about the 4 levels of value.
Yeah. So no.
Okay,
Hold on.
Okay.
I got you. Trust me.
Because you ain't gonna leave these folks hanging. I got y'all.
I'm not skipping over that.
Okay. All right, we good.
I'm catching our audience.
I didn't mean to come at you like that in your own studio, Shan. So I'm gonna pump the brakes, bro.
I'm catching our audience up so they don't think this is a communications. This whole thing is on communications, which we'll be communicating. But I want to get to offers, but I think people can have an amazing offer.
Yes.
Based on what I've learned from you. But if you aren't able to articulate it or communicate it in a way.
Sure.
And you're intentional
that makes it appealing.
About your communication.
That makes it appealing to them.
Absolutely.
That uncovers what they value in that offer.
Yeah.
They ain't buying it.
Can I tell you, this is a safe space, right? I'm a hater a little bit.
You're a hater?
Yeah.
Okay, who you hate?
On one of my best friends.
Huh?
On one of my best friends.
Okay. Which one?
Her name is Donnie.
Oh, Donnie Wiggins. Yeah. What's up, Donnie?
A little bit.
Okay.
So we put out a bunch of clips on YouTube and Facebook and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And the clips from our interviews, hers always gets more traction. And it's not because she's more attractive. Might have a little something to do with it, but it's not. It's not. That's a little bit to do with it. So I'm like, why does her clips get better traction than mine? Right?
Okay.
So I start looking at the interviews. When Donnie speaks, it just comes out. Right? It's not like she has to think about it. It just comes out and flows. When I'm looking at the way I communicate, there are little pauses and breaks in how I communicate because I'm talking, but my mind is working at the same time, and there's like little interruptions, and it's hard for the whole complete thing to come out.
Okay.
So I was a hater for just a little bit, but that taught me that I am curious and more intentional about not stopping and starting and trying to let it all come out. So I learned that.
Sure.
I just felt convicted to talk about how I was a hater just now.
Gotcha. Yeah. Good. Well, I'm glad you got through that. I was hating on Kenny Grant for not wanting to tell me. So we all got somebody we hating on for a reason or two.
Yes. So you created the 4 levels of value. I didn't
create it, bro. I keep saying I discovered it. You can say I created it. I didn't create it. I discovered it. It was in there.
Let me give a good example.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. You created Dee or you discovered Dee? You discovered her.
Procreated.
Yes, because she was something inside of someone.
Yeah.
And then when you had to add something to it, and here we have Dee.
Okay, but that's not the same thing. That's not the same thing. No, it's not. It's like if I go along, I'm walking down the road and there's a rock on the road and I pick the rock up. I discovered the rock. I didn't create the rock.
Right.
The rock already existed.
Right. Okay.
It didn't need me to come by in order for it to be a rock. It was a rock whether I found it or not.
For sure.
But the 4 levels of value, whether I found them or not.
Did you name them?
I named it the 4 levels of value.
Okay. I was Googling it because I wanted to.
Well, you gave.
I was really Googling it.
Sure.
But I couldn't find anyone that said it before you. I was like, oh, wow.
Well, maybe nobody ever said it before me. I don't know that nobody ever said it, but there have been a lot of people alive, like billions who've gone on before us. I don't know that none of them ever said it. I don't know that nobody ever saw it. It's there, so it would not shock me if somebody else saw it.
That is a very humble way of approaching this. So the 4 levels of value.
Transparent, bro.
I think that is probably one of the most marvelous pieces of thought you've ever put together. There's a lot of things you can do with $500. I mean, you can have a night out with your significant other. You could buy some really expensive shoes. Well, really nice shoes are about double $500. You could buy a course where you can learn something for $500. But I have something better for you to do with the $500. I want to meet with you every single morning for the rest of your life. Well, maybe not the rest of your life, but every morning, Monday through Friday, for the rest of the year. I have information and game that have allowed me to build a successful business, a successful community, and a successful life all the way around. But I want to share that with you. But the only way we can accomplish this is not me selling you a course, not me giving you a one-on-one consultation, because even with that, you'll get the information, but you'll need more. I want to meet with you every single morning. Now, would I meet with someone every morning for $500 for a year? And the answer is yes. Actually, we've been doing this thing since 2017. We have what's called the Morning Meetup. Every single month we have a theme, whether it's social media, whether it's motivation, whether it's strategy, whatever it is, we have a theme for the month, and every morning in that month, we have a conversation around that topic. And I am giving a wealth of knowledge, not only myself, but a lot of friends, a lot of people that you see on this podcast, they join every single week. So you need a community of people that you can grow with, and you need a coach. I'm your coach. The Morning Meetup is your community. Go to themorningmeetup.com. It's $499, and I will meet you every single morning for an entire year. Give it a shot.
Oh,
it's incredible.
You should see The Gardener is the gardener.
Gotta go bigger than that.
That's crazy. It'll make you lose your mind. We'll come back to it. I promise.
Okay. I won't forget.
Neither will I.
Okay. The 4 levels of value, because it's so true. Mm-hmm. It's implementation.
That's the lowest level.
The lowest level of value is implementation.
The second
level of value is organization.
Unification.
Mm-hmm. Third level of value, communication.
And the highest level of value is imagination.
Imagination, yes.
Yes, sir.
It's true in all aspects of life.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing how it keeps showing up.
Okay, so walk me through how you discovered this.
Oh, okay, cool.
I love this guy.
Well, okay, so here's what it says. Genesis chapter 1. First of all, there's so many success principles in Genesis chapter 1. It's like God gave us a wink and said, if you don't get to chapter 2, you're going to be all right.
Hold on real quick. Can you center Myron a little bit for Instagram, Reese? I don't know if you can, but go ahead.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
So, when God created 3 categories in creation. Mm-hmm. He created creation, the sun, the moon, the stars, the water, the grass, the trees.
Yeah.
He created creation. Mm-hmm. He created creatures, dogs, cats, alligators, chimpanzees, turtles, etc. Creatures.
Yep.
The last thing that God created was creators or creatives. That's us, humans. Well, when God created creation, he said, let there be light. And there was light. When God created creatures, he said, let the earth bring forth the land animals, and let the waters bring forth the fish and the fowl. When God created man, he didn't say, let there be man, and he didn't say, let the earth bring forth man, and he didn't say, let the waters bring forth man. What did he say?
Created.
Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Okay, so when God created man, he said, let us make man in our image. What does that tell us? It tells us that the image had to exist before he could say that, because if it didn't, he wouldn't be able to say it. So the highest level of existence is the image of God. Imagination is the highest level of value. Then God said, let us make man in our image. That's communication. You tracking?
That's how he came up with that
100%.
shit.
But he didn't say, let me make man in my image. He said, let us make man in our image. That's
I got to learn
unification.
communication, y'all. I'm imaginative as fuck. I'm an artist.
That's all happened
Glory
in
to
Genesis
God.
chapter
I'm so
1.
damn awesome.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. It says, and the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground. That's implementation. The lowest part of man is the flesh. It's the part that dies. Then what did he do? He breathed into the man's nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living soul. Cool. So that's implementation. So we see when God created the crown of his creation, which is creatives or creators, he used imagination, communication, unification, and implementation. The lower we go, the less spiritual it is. The physical part of us is not spiritual, it's physical. Unification is a higher spiritual activity than doing the thing yourself. Managing people who do the thing, that's a higher level of spiritual activity. Talking is something, like language is something only spiritual beings have. And then imagination is another thing that only spiritual beings have. So those, now, okay, that's all well and good. So that's where I got that from. Well, that's where it started, but it didn't end there.
Right.
I'm reading Genesis chapter 11. And it says, the children, the whole earth was of one language and one speech. And this they began to do. They said, let us build a tower, a city and a tower whose top can reach heaven. There's no cranes, there's no helicopters, there's no hydraulics. You're going to build a tower whose top can reach heaven. Like, what chucklehead came up with that idea? Like, who thought that would work? Right? Who thought, like, how you gonna build a tower? You don't have any hydraulics, you don't have any cranes, you don't have any helicopters. How you gonna get stuff up to the top, bro? Everything about it's nonsensical. But here's what it says. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the sons of men built. And he said, because this people is one, it's unification. They all have one language. That's communication. This they begin to do, that's implementation. Now nothing will be refrained from them which they've imagined. That's imagination to do. So they're doing something that, first of all, it's wrong, because what they're doing is they're saying, we want to build a tower, a city and a tower whose top can reach heaven, because if God sends another flood, we want to be safe from that flood. So we want to disregard what God says, do our own thing, and then escape judgment. That's number one. And number two, it's just a bad idea. But God says, because they have communication, they have imagination, communication, unification, imagination, and implementation, nothing will be refrained from them which they've imagined to do. Wait, what? And then I started thinking, wait a minute. Everybody has to work in one of those four areas.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is, like, none of us got together and decided this. Well, if somebody is using their body, their muscles over time to make money, we're just not going to pay them that much.
Implementation.
Implementation. You're going to make somewhere between minimum wage and $80,000 a year. $80,000 is the ceiling For
80,000 is the ceiling for someone
who's using their muscles
using their muscles.
over time. The resources you're using are what's going to determine the wealth that you create. If you're using your muscles, you're cleaning something, you're lifting something, you're moving something, you're fixing something. Like you're a mechanic and you work on a Bentley or a Rolls Royce or whatever, you might make 80,000 a year. You make tacos at Taco Bell, you're going to be making a minimum wage, whatever. But you're using your muscles. The reason you're getting paid minimum wage, you're using your muscles over time.
Yeah.
And muscles are a limited resource, a physical resource rather. You can only move so much. Yeah. Time is a limited resource. So you're multiplying a physical resource times a limited resource. How can you produce anything but a limited income?
Damn.
But when you have unification and you're managing people, you literally now don't have to get just 100% of your own efforts, but you can get 1% from the efforts of 100 people and still make the same amount of money. That's unification. It's a higher level of spiritual activity than doing the thing yourself. But then communication.
But okay, unification
is management. You use your management skills. That's the resource.
Always make more than
the people you're managing generally, unless you're managing salespeople, because salespeople are communicators.
Communication, yeah.
Right, and so there are salespeople who make more money than the sales manager that manages them.
Right, because they're
operating there you go. They're operating at a higher spiritual level.
Maybe even 3 because they have this idea.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. So that's what I mean when I say I discovered it. I didn't create that. Yeah. I just saw an application of a principle that worked perfectly in a different arena.
Yeah. Why is communication so high up?
Oh, because only spiritual beings have communication. And communication is how, like with my communication, I can direct your focus. Think about how cool that is. I can get you to think about something by just talking to you. Wait, what? You can be like really sad and depressed. I can have a conversation with you about something that makes you happy, and you can forget that you're sad and depressed.
That's true.
You can be pitiful, poor, broke as a joke, ready to choke. Somebody who knows how to make money can have a conversation with you, show you one little tweak, you go do it, and you can become a millionaire. So communication, like really valuable communication is the transference of truth that gives us the ability to focus on the way things are, that causes us to feel really good about it so that we can function at a higher level. We get a focus in our head, a feeling in our heart, and a function in our hand that causes us to produce a better and higher result. It's just, so that's why communication unifies. That's why you have people, that's why somebody like Martin Luther King could change the minds of people who were born into a culture that was bigoted and hated black people for no reason other than the color of their skin. And his words changed them. That's why musicians and comedians, they can change how people feel about things because they're communicators.
This is good.
And then the highest level of value is imagination. The resource you use on that. So you use your mouth on the communication level and you use your mind, but on the highest level, you use your mind and you use your money to make money.
What is the, there's no, and I'm trying to figure out the implementation side for someone. Okay. A doctor implements.
He does. But he doesn't just implement. He has to go to school for 22 years to learn how to use his imagination to know what to implement.
That was good. I tried, y'all. It still works.
Swing and a miss. No.
All right. And I understand that. Do me a favor, you all. Throw it in the chat. What level of implementation
or what level
of value
are you working at?
Predominantly spend your time.
Exactly.
And you know what? There are these people, though. Let's talk about this group who spend a lot of time in imagination, but don't have the other 3.
Right. You got to have all of them. And see, what's really cool is the people who operate at the highest levels of imagination, they're generally, not always, but oftentimes are really good communicators. Not always. But almost all the time, they have people under them who are unified, who are communicators, unifiers, and implementers. They come up with the idea. Steve Jobs didn't invent the Apple computer. Steve Wozniak did that.
Yeah.
Jobs knew what it was
Before it was.
what it was. Yeah.
Dang, I tried to be deep, and then you out-deeped me. Because you said he knew what it was. I was like, before it was. He said before you was. Okay. All right. I'm trying to operate on this third level of value. Okay, you mentioned something about the green.
You're hilarious, bro.
The green house. Green.
The gardener who is the garden?
The gardener.
Who is the garden?
Who is the garden?
Are you? But are you sure you want to go there? Can you handle it? So this is the thing.
Well, let me ask you, out of curiosity, you think I can handle it?
Yeah, sure. You're David Chance.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
All right, guys. If you can't, just let me know you can't. But okay, let's go.
Okay. So what's interesting is people talk about the economic pie. Get a bigger piece of the economic pie, smaller piece of the economic pie. Well, the economic pie is a farce. It's like not a real concept. It's something some economist made up because he couldn't think of anything else, or maybe he needed some attention, right? The economy is not represented well by a pie, because if a pie was a good way for evaluating value in the world, God wouldn't have put man in a garden. He would have put him in a bakery. But when God made man, he put him in a garden. Why? Garden's God's ideal environment for man, which, by the way, we can learn a lot from gardening.
Glory.
Okay. I know. Right. Okay. So God, here's what's
This is going to be good. I can just feel it. It's gonna be really, really good.
So God makes man. It says God planted a garden eastward in Eden. So God's the one who made the garden. Then he made the man and put the man in the garden. Okay. He put the man in the garden to dress it and keep it. What's dress mean? It means to cultivate. Keep, what's that mean? To protect it. But the garden, the word garden, means enclosure, so it was already a protected place. The word Eden means pleasure. So God's ideal environment for man is a protected place of pleasure and provision. That's God's ideal environment for man, the protected place of pleasure and provision. Okay, you're tracking. I can see it. It's like the lights. You're lighting up right now. Okay, so cool. So
You discovered this.
it's in the Bible.
Yeah.
I just looked up the words.
Yo, you can't be hitting me with I just looked at it. Listen, the way you're processing this information is very, very different.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. I believe you. I believe you. I'm not even going to argue with you. I believe that what you're saying is true.
Let's go.
Okay. So the Garden of Eden is the protected place of pleasure and provision, but God puts the man there to protect the place that's protecting him. Because that's what it says. Mm-hmm. To dress it and keep it. Okay, cool.
Y'all catch that?
Well, what was the man made from? What did God use to make man?
Dust of the ground and breath
Dust
of
the ground. Right. Okay. So God goes down in the dirt, the same dirt that he planted the garden in, and he makes the man from the same dirt. So the man is made from the same dust that the garden is planted in. Okay, that's cool. So when God first spoke to man, the first thing God ever tells us about God is that he's creative. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. When I read that, I ask, why would he do that? Mm-hmm. He doesn't need anything. He doesn't need heaven. He doesn't need earth. Doesn't need people. So why would he do all that? The only answer I've been able to come up with, and maybe you have a better one or somebody else does, because he is creative and therefore it is his nature to create. God created everything as an expression of his creativity. Okay, cool. That's the first thing God tells. First thing God tells us about God is not that he's love, it's not that he's righteous, it's not that he's jealous, it's not that he's just. Even though he's all those things, the first thing God tells us about God is that he's creative. Cool, that's so cool. The first thing that he tells us about us is that he created us in his image, which means he created us to be creative and he made us to make stuff. Because we're made in the image of God.
I'm writing these.
You're with me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But what's the first thing God ever said to man? Like when you meet somebody and it's somebody important and you tell them something, the thing you tell them, or this meeting's important, the first thing that you tell them is one of the most important things you want them to know, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. What's the first thing God ever said to man? Like this is the first conversation between God and man ever. And God says, be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth and subdue it. Okay, what does that mean? Be fruitful. What's fruit? What's fruitful mean? Well, Genesis 1 tells us what a fruit is. A Fruit is a living organism whose what? Whose seed is in itself. So when God's saying be fruitful, he's saying to the man, you produce on the outside of you based on the seed that I planted on the inside of you. So what's the seed that God planted on the inside of us? I believe that God planted an aspect of his creativity inside of all of us. And our job is to cultivate that creativity in the garden that is us to make it bring forth fruit.
Okay. Help me understand. Help me understand that on
I'm fixing to.
an implementation level.
Oh, I'm about to. Oh yeah, we ain't gonna keep it all up here. We're gonna get down and play in the dirt.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So he said, be fruitful and multiply. So when he said be fruitful, produce on the outside based on what I put on the inside. Multiply. What's that mean? Increase.
Yep.
What does increase? It means be fruitful, multiply. Multiply means increase. In other words, the natural result of fruitfulness is growth. You're going to become more than you've been. You're going to have more than you've had. You're going to do more than you've done. Okay, cool. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, fill up the earth. That's the natural result of increase. And then you'll have dominion. Cool. God planted an aspect of his creativity as a seed inside of us. Now here's what's interesting. That's my daughter. He gave her a different aspect of his creativity than he gave me. He gave me a different aspect than he gave her. He gave you a different aspect than he gave me. He gave me a different aspect than he gave you. And what's interesting is, about our eyes, the only person we can't see is ourselves. Unless we look in a mirror, right? I can't look at me. I can look at you, right? So it's easy for me to see what gifts you have. It's way harder for me to see what gifts I have.
Damn.
Right? And so we go around,
bar, Myron.
most people
That's
go
the bar.
around wishing God had planted somebody else's seed inside of us. And so we neglect our seed and don't dress and keep our garden because we're wishing we had their seed. But they're at the same time looking at us and wishing they had ours.
Man. That's interesting.
It is. So here's what it says. Now I'm going to bring it home. I'm going to bring it home to the practical. You
I
ready?
think you brought it home already a little bit.
Okay, no.
It's home, right, Reese?
No, it ain't home. It's
Like
about
kind of, I mean,
it's about to be home. It's about to be home. About to be home.
we're in the driveway
You
for
ready?
sure.
Okay, we're on the street.
Like as you're talking,
we're,
I'm like,
we're
wow.
On, we're
like,
on the street. We're on the street.
Okay.
We're on the street. Isaiah chapter 55. It says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he's near. Let the wicked forsake his way and the unrighteous man his thoughts. Let him return unto the Lord. He will have mercy upon him, and to our God he will abundantly pardon. For my ways are not your ways, saith the Lord, neither are my thoughts your thoughts. You ready? Here it is.
Let's go.
As the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud. The rain and the snow come from heaven and water the earth, and make the earth bring forth and bud. Why? That it may give bread to the eater, that's consumption to the consumer, and seed to the sower, that's production to the producer. You ready? So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. And it, what? My word shall prosper in the thing. It will not return unto me void, but it will prosper in the thing whereunto I sent it. So I'm going to tell you the real secret sauce behind everything Myron Golden. You ready?
Talk to me.
Since I was 17 years old, I have watered the soil that is me and saturated it with the truth of the Word of God. And that Word makes my life productive so that it may give bread to the eater, consumption to the consumer, and seed to the sower, production to the producer.
We're home. We're home. First off, I just want to get y'all. That was
The biggest mistake I ever made as a parent, in my opinion, was letting my children go to public school. The second biggest mistake was letting them go to a school at all. Can I share with your listeners what I perceive to be the biggest difference between... What's really cool is all principles are microcosms of each other. So everything really just keeps proving everything
We
else.
ain't gonna watch
Because
the whole
truth
thing
is
today,
simple,
y'all.
it's lies that are
We'll say that for
complicated.
tomorrow.
And so if you learn to look for
Go back live.
lessons in everything, sometimes you might just find them.
we're home. We're home. First off, I just want to get y'all. That was. You see what I'm saying, Myron?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna work on my curiosity to find, when I read or when I see or when I'm trying to understand how this applies to me in a very relatable way.
I'm gonna finish this shoot right quick.
Because you didn't create that. You just discovered
I discovered it.
Yeah, of course.
You're hilarious, bro.
One other thing, which you shared something with me, and I never forgot it.
Oh, well, cool. I can't wait to hear what this
Well,
is.
I forgot exactly how you put it, but
It's okay. I'll remember how I put it. That part I got.
and it almost seemed like I don't know. It didn't seem planned. It seemed like freestylish, and it was just so I was just blown away. But I think this is probably my first class with you, so it was really good. Anyway, so you were going through the different what's it called? The different industries.
Oh, the different economic eras.
The different economic eras.
Yeah.
That one conversation has literally changed my life.
Really?
Because I'm always now looking for
Where we are now.
where we are.
Yeah.
Because when people are in the industrial industry, they didn't think, whoa, we're in the industrial industry.
Yeah, we better get ready by going into the distribution age and making some stuff to distribute all the stuff we're making.
Can you walk me through that one more time, just so we have it recorded this time? I don't have the footage.
I love you, Shan. You're a beautiful dude. So, yes, I can do that. So, I call it the history and mystery of wealth.
The history and mystery of wealth.
Yes. You can't solve the mystery of wealth until you understand the history of wealth.
Damn, this shit was cool.
And wealth is a mystery.
For most people, it is a mystery. Because if it weren't, they'd be living it.
You think so?
Oh, I think there are a lot of people who just don't have they don't have a clue. They believe it's somewhere it's not, and believe it's not somewhere it is.
I'm going to use that so bad.
Huh?
I'm going to use that so much. I was just telling you.
You're
now,
hilarious,
I'm
bro.
using that.
You're hilarious.
Okay.
So from the beginning of time to like the mid 1700s, the economic infrastructure of the world was based on agriculture. In order to have agriculture, you need land. So the people who own the land own the wealth. If you own land, you were wealthy. If you didn't own land, you were poor. Well, if you were born poor, you were poor your whole life. If you were born rich, you were rich your whole life. There was no middle class. You were rich your whole life unless somebody who was stronger than you came, conquered your land, and took your land.
Got it. Okay.
Right. And they're like, wow, dude, we're doing all this hard work. Why don't we make some machines? Oh, that's a good idea. And so we went into the industrial age, mid 1700s to like the mid 1900s. Cool. Invented all kinds of stuff, trains to like transport stuff, and all the stuff had to be built. I think I'm not positive about the whole concept of specialization was invented by Smith and Wesson. Because so like businesses that made guns, they would have one person, they would have 6 different people, and they would all build a gun that week. Let's say they could build one gun a week. Then I'm pretty sure it was Smith and Wesson. And Smith and Wesson said, you know what, why don't we do this a different way? I'm gonna have you build a barrel, you build a stock, right? And had different people building each part of the gun. And they went from building like 6 guns a week to building like 30 guns a week. Because but when everybody was building their own guns, none of the parts were interchangeable.
Right.
But when everybody just focused on building one thing, now all the parts became interchangeable. And so that's the whole concept of where people specialized on making one thing in manufacturing came from.
Oh, wow.
And then Henry Ford did the same thing in the automotive industry. He got from the gun industry, and that's why cars began to mass production. That's how mass production came about. Yeah.
Where you find that? Where you
I
discover that?
forgot. I don't know. Somewhere. I don't.
Oh man, I'm hot. This laptop got my lap hot. All right. So very much productive session tonight. I had fun with that one. I feel like honestly, all in all, content wise, I really hope that there's a way for me to cultivate this space and not have to worry about the pressures of being copywritten and being able to actually begin to monetize these type of videos, because like I said, I really do enjoy just holding the space. Hold up, I want to highlight this actually. I'm gonna put this up there because I like what I did with this. I like the energy of just hosting the space and allowing it's kind of like I said, it's kind of like, you know, I'm having guests on here and we live painting. You know, you get to hear my feedback. You get to see the process of painting from all my art people. To me, I feel like it's alchemization of like not just talking and doing it, because I hate people that just be talking and not doing the shit. So it's like, okay, cool, I'm in this bitch and I'm painting and stuff, and it's like, it's pretty cool. And then we get to, you know, you get to tap in and get a little piece of my mind. And oh yeah, just big ups to this. So I can show y'all this video. Power of the Tongue by Myron Golden. Myron Golden is one of my all-time favorite people. Y'all definitely tap in with him and David Shan. So big ups to them for coming along with me on this journey today. Big ups to y'all for tapping in and joining me as well. I appreciate y'all kicking it. I had a couple people that was in here with me, you know, for a majority of this whole podcast. I don't know if it was the same people because nobody was commenting it. But it was, I appreciate y'all kicking it with me. If y'all came through, man, hit the comment section. Let me know how y'all like this type of content. If this don't work out, I'm probably gonna start doing the freestyle. Only thing about the freestyle, I'm so far, like it's just niggas gonna be hating. Like I said, I like to be out of the way and let other people light shine, so I can just be a big beautiful butterfly, what is it called? I was gonna say ladybug because I was trying to be good look, but like manly bug. I can just be a big beautiful manly bug, or a giant Great Dane pit bull mix with a German Shepherd wolf in the corner, getting rubbed down by all the hot girls that live in my home. You know what I'm saying? I just want to, you feel me? I just want to, you feel me? So, yeah, bro. Peace, love, and light, man. Y'all stay up. It's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm tired. I got to get my circadian rhythm in order, too, so I can start that Yakee awakening. Yakee awakening video really kind of opened my mind up to, like, saying, damn, I need to actually start going to sleep and get my circadian rhythm back in order. I am a night owl, and I've seen research that says basically being a night owl is awesome, because, the smartest people are night owls. I enjoy it. It's something nice about being able to go into that trance-like state that I go into when I get into my artistic mode, and like not having to worry about any humans, any responsibilities, anything, being a part of that space. I can just be in that space and get lost. But what I realize is, as I'm getting old as fuck, respect to eternity, I'm immortal, so it's okay. But damn, I look good from that side profile. Whoa, that's hot. If I was a bad bitch, I want to fuck you too. I want to. I want. All right, but now, yeah, shit, I'm tired. Oh, I gotta get my circadian rhythm back in order so I can, begin to be more productive as I get older. Because I'm ready to have kids. I'm ready for a family. I'm ready for my wife. I'm just trying to get in alignment and go viral so I can get some money, so I can afford a home, so I can have a wife and afford a ring. I like bad bitches too. I like beautiful women. I like Nubian queens, so they're expensive, You know what I'm saying? So I need some damn money, man. I gotta get monetized on this channel fast. I gotta like do this quick, fast, and in a hurry. shit. Shit's taking a long ass time. I thought I was gonna be rich like 10 years ago. This is insane that I'm still like right above the poverty level. This some bullshit. This is some bullshit. God damn it. I'm sick of this shit. I'm fucking sick of it, man. I'm fucking sick of it. But that's why we in grind mode. We going live like every day. And they gonna have to hit me with the copyright motherfucker for them, you know what I'm saying? For me to even think about stopping for it. All my videos get copywritten, but shit, they ain't take the bit down. It's still up there getting views. So once I get my first little $100 check, I done heard about the $100 check. Once I get that first $100 check, I'ma get a little deeper into and I'm gonna start getting a little deeper into it. I feel like this type of content should still be able to be monetized. I'm gonna just put the copyright infringement little note up under it. And I feel like since I'm like, it's not like I'm dropping the interviews or the music that I post directly in the lives. Like that shit is background noise on the side. The real piece of resistance or the real show is kind of like me being an artist and you getting the live display, but it's also like, boom, look at the background noise, boom, look at this. Like I said, I kind of like that in the cut kind of vibe. But I know God is calling me to be more of an upfront conduit, but that's why I've been asking the Lord to basically grant me the strength and discipline to be able to become a vessel that he can utilize and fully embody, so that I can fully embody that energy and I can move with the strength of the Lord, even though I always do, but I can really move and walk in that light and begin to create and manifest from that space. And then I can feel a little bit more comfortable in the light, because I won't, you know what I'm saying, I won't feel exposed. You know, right now it's still a lot of ego type things that I be dealing with. And I mean, you always gonna have that because you are ego. That's literally what you are. You are. I am Quintus, but I know I'm God as well. And it's just finding that comfortable medium and being able to live a long life and not have to worry about being crucified or the cross that I'm bearing being too heavy for me. You know what I'm saying? Just being able to be strong enough to hold the weight of my load and also the weight of my family's load, and just be that man and be that leader that I know God has called me to be. It's just, you know, like I said, I gotta be a little more disciplined so that way I can really walk and embody that light, and I can finally get the fuck out of my mama's house and get a wife and have some kids and feel like I'm truly and really somebody, you know, of any worth. I'm cynical. But peace, love, and light. I'll see y'all next time. What's your vision? High vibration and meditation lead to manifestation. What's your vision? What do you see for yourself? What do you want to be? You see what I'm on. I'm trying to, what that man said in the first video? That nigga said $2,700, $2,400 a day is $1 million a year. So that's what we on. That's the new goal. I was aiming too low. It was $10K a month, but now I'm saying, I need to be like, how can I get $2,000 a day? How can I get to $2,000 a day? 3,000 to be more comfortable. How can I get to $2,000 a day? I gotta do the math. Let me see something. Let me do something right quick. I'm gonna do a visual real quick for y'all. Let's see. Let's do it in green. Let's get a big, better green than that. So we got motherfucking. Let me see. If we got 365 days in a year. Shit, I need a calculator. Hold on, I think I got one. Let me see something real quick before we go. I'll look at my calculator. Yeah, I'll be weird. Let me just pull up the Google. No, I'm gonna do it like this. Yeah. Yeah, so y'all can see this shit. Calculator. Alright. Alright, cool. So we got 365 days in a year times 2,000 equals 730. That's not even fucking. Ugh. That's not even a million. Jesus. I undercut it. See, I didn't do the math. I didn't do the math all the way. Let me do the math all the way. How do I go back? How do I refresh? Nigga, what? No. Get out of here. What is this? Look at the devil always fucking with me. Oh my God, what the fuck is that? Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Okay. So we got, I think he said 20, so I got, even that little 400 times 365 is a difference. Equals. Nigga, that's not even a million. Oh, he said 27. Okay, see, I think I knew that, but it was just like, damn, that's a lot of money. Times 365. Nigga, that's still not truly a million. That's like before taxes. Fuck, that's a lot of money, bro. So that means for real, you need, bro. Shit. Hold up, am I tripping? No, I'm not. That's not even a million. Hold up, bro. Hold up, bro. So let's just go 4,000, bro. That's what niggas making in a month. Your average motherfucker making about 4,000 a month. I don't even. Jesus Christ, I'm not even gonna expose myself like that. I don't even think I really even make fucking $4,000 a month. Niggas is making millions of dollars. Jesus Christ. Whew, that just gave my fucking brain, gave me a brain aneurysm. Oh, fuck, where my backspace at? Shit. Fuck. Let me flip my computer over so I can get on hit my backspace button. So 365. So that's 1 million. Was I undercutting? I think I was doing 360. Was that what I was doing? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. My bad. Somebody still in this bitch. 365 times. I need to see that. I need to burn this into my brain forever, nigga. 365 times. Like I said, fuck it. If we over a million, that works. We just can't afford to be under a million times. Now fuck the 2. The 2 ain't really ain't doing it. The 2 ain't doing that shit. Times motherfucker, we gonna do 3, cause we fucking spiritual. $3,333. 21 equals 1,200,000. Hold up, what is that? I don't even know how to count. What is this? What is this number? 1,216. $1,216. Hold up, and 500. Hold up. 1 million. See, nigga can't even. You gotta do the math. Niggas don't even. You can't. How you expect to make this? You can't even say the shit. God damn. Fucking reprobate. Fucking $1,216,545. See, nigga, bro. Oh, I'm having so many revelations right now. Nigga, you want to be a millionaire. You can't even say millionaire type terminology. How you supposed to say, hey, accountant, can you transfer $1,216 and see, I done fucked up. I done lost it already. They gonna take some money out of my account because I can't even say this shit. Hey, accountant. Hey, hey, how you doing, Tom? Nah, I probably have female. Hey, how you doing, Shirley? Hey, can I get that 1,002,016 and 545? Hold up, 1,002,016. Hold up, 1,002,000. What? $1,216,545 transferred to my other account. Can I get that transferred to my savings account? When would you like it transferred? Can you transfer it today? I'm trying to get this car, and my lady said she want a new crib, so I'm gonna just get her a little vacation house in Bali. Okay, I got you. It'll be in there in 5 hours. I appreciate you, Shirley. Sheep. Let me run that back one more time. Hey, how you doing, Shirley? How you doing today? You all right? Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Okay, cool. All right. Hey, real quick, can you transfer $1,216,545 into my savings account? Which one? The one that I'm sharing with my wife. Yeah, she needs some stuff for the house, and then she's trying to get a new car for our son. Okay, all right. When would you like it deposited? Today. Okay, cool. Let it be in there in about 2 hours. Perfect. All right, talk to you soon. Have a good day. How's your dog doing? She's fine. All right. Well, you be good. Hey. I'll see you next week. You feel me? Like, yeah, you gotta get in that space. You gotta get in that space. Nigga. I need to screenshot this shit. I'm gonna screenshot when I get off this motherfucker. Hold on, let me see. Windows. Screenshot. Bitch, screenshot. Is it control? Oh, okay, I think I got it. Nigga, what? No. One control. Bro. Oh yeah. Financial freedom. I'm on the way, baby. Bro, this niggas just make. He said he done made $1 million in a day too. That's diabolical, nigga. All that fucking money. That's a lot of goddamn money, bro. Fuck. Out of curiosity, let's do one more math equation. Just out of curiosity. Just because right now we finna get rich as fuck. We on our financial journey. We need to start doing the math. We gotta start looking at these equations so we can understand what we finna get deposited into our bank account. So what's the average rich person? You feel me? We trying to be the most rich. So what's like an average rich person? So let me think. Like, let me see what they say. I think John Morant, he got a 5-year, $250 million contract. So let's do 365. No, we can make that more simple. We can make that more simple than that. So let's do 250 million. How you do? How many zeros is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. We need one more zero. One more zero. So that's $250 million. Jesus Christ. That's a lot of fucking zeros, man. That's a lot of zeros. Nigga, see, you don't even know how many zeros you need. You gotta do the math, bro. If you ain't never even visualized, like, how you gonna say, oh yeah, I'm trying to be a millionaire? You ain't even like sat down and really did the math recently on how many zeros is in a million. You know what I'm saying? You know, but like, what is it really? What does 6, 7, 8, 9 figures really mean? Okay, let's get into it. So 250,000. 200. See, look at my brain. My brain, Nate. My subconscious is so lost it can't even fathom 250 million. It's only 250,000. There's niggas that's getting 250 billion. That's 1,000 millions perspective. King Solomon was a trillionaire. Perspective. Gotta change that shit. Alright, so 250. Let me make sure we did that. So that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What's 3 to 6? Nah, that's a 9-figure nigga. Okay. Alright. I'm the divine 9, so I gotta get at least 9 figures. So okay. So what we doing? Okay, divided by. Well, I say that's really a 4-year. That's like some 4-year contract shit. That's 250,000 shit. 4 year. That's 4-year John Morant type shit. Equal. That's 600. Hold on. What is this number? 5. Okay. So that's shit. Fuck. That's $62 million a year. Fuck. Okay, 62 million. Okay. Divided by 365. Hold on. Let me do 362. Now let's be all the way right. We need to take out taxes shit later. 365. Deal with taxes shit later. We ain't even worried about taxes. We ain't paying taxes, nigga. You think Trump paid taxes? Okay, I did that backwards. We know what it is though, so we gon' let me just delete this and I'm gonna do that equation. My bad, y'all. This calculator sucks. Alright. So 65 million. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I need one more zero. Alright, 65 million. 365. 300 million. What, right? Hold up. Yeah. Divided by 365 equals. Okay, I guess that is right. My brain wasn't working properly. So that means that is, what is this number? 1, 2, 3. That's 1 million a month, gang. No, that's 1 million a day. Is that 1 million a day? Is that what that number is? Hold up. It's 1, 2, 3. So that's 6 figures. No, that's 100. Okay. No, that's $178,000 a day. Like, I think we really need, we gotta break this shit down, bro. So you can, it's not even for you to feel bad. I think it's really more so just on some like, bro, wake the fuck up. This and John Morant, you know I'm big whoa. John Morant is a slave. What type of money is in the world that the slave is getting? You know, we glorify slaves. You know, he popping his shit, but he plays basketball. Like, respect, like the most praise. That's like the Gladiators the other day. I'm not undermining it because I'm an athlete as well, but he plays basketball. Like, play basketball, bro. He make $178,000 a day, every day. Every single day he's making $178,000. Not for a week, not for a month, not for 2 months, not for 6 months, not for 9 months, not for 12 months, for 4 years. Jesus Christ. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. You gotta expand your mind, bro. You gotta expand. We gotta come up with another formula, bro. We need another formula. This formula ain't cutting it no more. Like, this formula ain't it. It was cool for a little while. This shit ain't it no more. This ain't it. This not it. I'm doing something wrong. I'm doing something real wrong. $178,000 a day. I gotta put that somewhere. I gotta put that in my notes, nigga. John Morant, I'ma just say John Morant and others like him are making upwards of $100,000 a day. So no matter what I do, I gotta always remain humble in that space of, nigga, this nigga's making $100,000 a day. This nigga's making $100,000 a day. I got to go hard. I got to do better. And that's based off of the things that I feel are mine and I want and I desire out of my life. Like, alright, I'm finna go cry. I'ma fuck with y'all later, man. Peace, love, and light. I hope that like sparked something in you other than like tears and shit. I hope you really got something from that. Hope that motivates you. I hope that like you take this and you do something with this information other than complain and be depressed. Hope you actually take this and begin to actualize and create the mental fiber and the mental capacity and the testicular or clitoral fortitude to go out and pursue your dreams and ambitions like nothing can stop you. Because Ja Morant plays basketball and makes $178,000 a day. That's on the weekends too. What is that hourly? Okay, my bad. This is the last one. What is that hourly? 178,000. Okay. All right, let's see something. This is my last one. I just want to see something because we a lot of us we work hourly. So 178. Well, let's just do 179 because it's basically what it's round to. 179,000, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6 figures. 179,000. I say hourly, 24 hours. Let's do an average work day. Let's say you work hard as fuck. Let's say you work 9 hours. Let's say 9. Let's say 10. We'll say 10, right? Times, let me see. Divided by your average work day. Let's see. We'll do 8 hours because niggas working 8 hours. What if I'm divided over here? Divided by 8 equals 22,000 an hour game. Niggas is making $22. Niggas be happy about making, bro. That's crazy. Niggas be real life excited about making $16 an hour, bro. And I'm sleepy, bro. I promise I'm not crying. Bro, niggas be real life excited about making like $18 an hour, bro. $20 an hour, $30 an hour. I'll be excited because on my construction jobs, I ain't gonna cap. I be hitting like 50, 60 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I done made like 100 an hour on a couple jobs. I done made upwards sometimes, you feel me? 100 an hour. This nigga make $22,000 an hour, gang. Yeah, hell nah. It's about that time. I'm going to sleep. I'm finna study. I'm finna dream about these millions I'm finna make. $22,000 an hour, gang. 20. Where the fuck my pencil at, bro? Where the hell my pencil at? God damn it. Fuck my pencil at, bro. Cause I can't forget this shit. I can't afford to forget this shit. My kids can't afford to forget. My wife can't afford to forget this shit. I can't afford to forget this shit. 22. I want y'all to see me write this shit too. I want y'all to see me write this motherfucking shit. Cause like we gotta burn this into our brains right now, gang. This needs to be understood without a shadow of a doubt. That you understand that Ja Morant shoots basketball and think about the statistics too, bro. It's like 100 teams, nigga. Each team has like 20 players. So there's at least, nigga, I'm not even gonna get into all them type of statistics. No, there's too much right now. 22,300 per hour. All right. What was the other one? 179,000 a day per day. What was the main one? 62 million a year. 62. And put the zeros on that bitch. Million a year. This is the new standard. This is the new standard for is you successful. Basketball is amazing, like I said, modern day gladiators, but for me as an intellectual, you just heard about the 4 pillars of wealth. The highest pillar is imagination. I'm an artist. Communication. I got a degree in communication. I'm communicating right now. I've been on live 4 hours. I think the other shit was like innovative and action shit. Basically using my body. Ja Morant is using his body. He's on the lowest level of implementation and he's making 62 million a year. $22,000 an hour. I'm in the 2 highest levels. I barely make $22,000 a year. This nigga make $22,000 an hour. Per hour. And technically this nigga only works. I'm not even gonna get into that math because he really only worked 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? A day. If that. And he's playing basketball. That shit fun as hell. So he's having a great time. What a heavenly existence. Why does he get to go to heaven? And like, I'm not finna be sad about it. Like, kudos to him. But like, what a heavenly existence. Like, that's heaven. Like, that's the heaven we should be inspiring to get to. Of course, you should have a higher heaven beyond this physical plane. But like, on this physical plane, that's heaven. You did it. Like, that's it. You win. Like, you won. But it has to be another way to achieve that level of like greatness, especially as a businessman with so many ideas and imagination and great communicative skills. It has to be a way for me to touch at least 2,000 an hour, at least 17,000 a day, at least 6 million a day. I just cut all that nigga numbers in half. When I put it like that, it just seemed like tomorrow I should get like $100 million in the mail. I honestly, I feel like tomorrow I should get $100 million in the mail. I feel like it just makes sense now. Like it's starting to all make sense. I need $100 million to come in the mail tomorrow, and I think God gonna do that for me. So I'm finna go to sleep so I can wake up on time and get it. The early bird gets the twat in 100 million. Peace, love, and light. I see y'all next time. Thank you for vibing with me. Hey man, change your mindset, bro. Mindset is everything. It's mental. The first American principle, everything is mental, bro. It's mental. Change your mentality, and sometimes you don't even know where to even begin or what to even think about when you decide, hey, I want to be a millionaire, be an entrepreneur. Like, okay, boom, let's set the standard for niggas that play basketball. 22,000 an hour, $179,000 a day, $62 million a year. That's the new standard. What's your vision? I see mine. Manifest today with crystallized vision. High vibration and meditation lead to this type of manifestation. Glory to God.